We are live.
Woo woo!
Hey, we out here.
Yay! Welcome to the Gray Pill Podcast. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? I'll go ahead and do that little shuffle game here. There you go. Got my man Deuce in the house.
Out here.
All right,
So
guys.
you are
like
having
all-
way too much fun.
yeah, man. New toys. You know how the guys go. Gotta play the new toys. But again, welcome guys again to the Gray Pill Podcast. Angela's here along with Minka. Special guest as always, Dukes. So welcome. You can shout us out, find us, subscribe, hit that notification bell at the Gray Pill Podcast. You can also find us at Spotify, email us, and Instagram, and whatever have you. The link at the top below, at the bottom top right corner, and we take it from there. So we're gonna get the whole gang up in here, and okay, get her head up back in here.
Hi.
But today's topic and conversation of discussion, we're going to talk about just pretty much guy games, because I know the new trend is in the manosphere is Simps. So we're going to talk about
Oh my god.
from Simps to Pimpz, and we're going to do kind of a reaction. Yeah, we got to help them quote unquote them garden tools out a little bit.
Yep.
So a little game, guys. Some put some women perspective on it. Definitely put some guys perspective on it, because who could tell you more about a guy than a guy, right? Just like who can tell you more about a woman than another woman. All guys can do is just tell you what we see and observe from the how you say this, the hunter's perspective when we're trying when we're trying to pick up girls, try to code switch, when we're trying to get the numbers, we're trying to approach them and all that good stuff. So I got a reaction video here from Duke and Dawn. So shout out to them, because actually me and Poppy, I'll hit him up later as we're talking, but I was kind of hoping that Poppy be on, because it's pretty much like an eye candy for me and him when we was doing we was a guest on Duke and Dawn YouTube channel. Shout out to them. And it was a few guys there that would say some stuff that was a little bit off, and it was just, for me, it was a lot to digest. So in the midst of that digesting, I just figured, like, hey, why not just do a reaction video on it? And that's pretty much it. All right. So here we go. One second, I gotta find Duke and Dawn. I had to prep up earlier. There you go. Shout out to Duke and Dawn.
So close. He's so close.
All right, can everybody see the screen?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Before.
Okay. All right, so not to judge anybody, because I'm trying to be non-biased, but pretty much we're going to discuss about the situation at hand. Anything, if you twitch your eyes wrong, Minka, whatever, anything you got to say, just bring it up into light. Same thing, Deuce. Anything comes up, you know how we do. But just pretty much just want to give like a good perspective on a lot of things with a lot of things most guys said here, where things wrong, right, and have you. So here we go.
all the content creators got on them. Like every Saturday night, we would make a stream just roasting dating coaches because it's manipulation. Game is manipulation. It's all about looks, attraction. That's what women like. And like how you mentioned, guys that are tall, guys that are in decent shape, guys that have like the athletic build, they're going to get women. All this game stuff, you know, you look at a guy like Fresh, the guy has a brand new Lamborghini and he's over a high-rise, apartment or condo in Biscayne.
Exactly.
And the best that he can pull is a Texas 5. Like, come on. And then you guys are selling courses and charging dudes $1,000 an hour in dating advice.
Hey,
Like, it's a
Richard
complete
Cooper, bro.
joke.
If it's true, you charging mofos $3,000, and all you doing is just reading off Rollo Tomasi's or passages from Rollo Tomasi's
Right.
book. That's foul, bro. You violate major.
Lucario charges $4,000 for a meetup, man. And one of the homies said, "I've seen this guy doing Uber Eats, Lucario with a fat girl in Brooklyn." Like, it's pathetic. And so 2022 is like, yo, I gotta hop on here, show the receipts, go sub to the channel, QB Passport Flexing. I got a video coming out on Friday.
I seen your channel, sir, so I'm aware well of it.
Okay, yes. So, you know, all these dating coaches, Passport Bros, we come as a threat, you know, because they know that, hey, if a guy travels, go to a different location, he's going to get better results, hands down.
Correct.
You know? So, but I also preach to guys that go ahead, dude.
No, because I got a question about that too. Because a lot of times, what the pushback that a lot of people give on the passport, right, is a lot of guys use that as an opportunity if they can't really formulate those manipulation skills. And I will concede that point to you. Game is manipulation, but so is other forms of human interaction, right? Like when I talk about learning the interpersonal communication skills, those skills are learning how to interact with people, right, to be able to get what you want and go from there. Where it turns negative is that when two people are interacting with each other and one gets a lot out of it and the other one feels like they didn't get anything out of it and they feel like they got used, right? That's when the interaction is bad. But ideally, the good kind of manipulation is what we want to have is when we're dealing with each other and each side gets something out of the deal, right? I liken it to like a business deal, right? You sit down, some side is that side getting this plus 10%, you're getting this plus 6%, but you're both eating. You lock hands, shake hands, and then you're willing to, because the relationship is built on that. Now you're willing to have more relations down the road, become stronger. The same thing when we narrow it down to actual physical relationships, because the woman's getting something out of it, she feels like, and the man is getting something out of it. The issue is, the contract's so jacked.
Well, let's take a step back from that real quick, because one thing
that was a lot.
Yeah. The one thing I want to address, you can stop me anytime, girl, anytime. But one thing I want to address is when he said about the and this is no stab at anybody else, but if you're spending over $800, hell, even $500 or plus more just for dating coach advice, it seemed like that's an issue for me. So now the question becomes, how do men get out into the space to find suitable coaches or mentorships to how to adjust or acclimate into the world and society today? Just like we're just saying a dating perspective. And I think, Deuce, last time we had a discussion about that, you was a little bit more informative about that when we had a discussion about the youth. So anything you could chime on to that?
Yeah, it was a lot to unpack, man. I don't know, man. The guy first thing came off a little bit, I don't know, insecure about the like. Okay, first, so you're asking me specifically about the
yeah, because I want to break this down because I don't want to just unwrap everything, but just the first thing that kind of hit home for me was about the dating courses. So $500, $800, $1,000 for a dating coach, for some dating courses. I mean, would you charge somebody that, or just better yet, will you pay for that? Looking back at your youth coming up, like, hey, I'm just trying to figure things out.
Hell no. Like I would charge somebody like for that because like, hey, listen, you're a victim. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, there's something wrong with you, and I can take advantage. You can be easily taken advantage of, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're willing to pay $500 for advice on how to talk to women, hey, that's $500 in my pocket. But will I pay that? Absolutely not. I've never been down bad enough to pay somebody for advice on dating women.
Okay. Now, what about, let's just say, just go back in La La Land. Let's just say you was the opposite of what you was then, even now, and you was down on your luck on the emotional side, on the mental side. How would you find that help? Like, what would you suggest what would you say to yourself, younger version? Like, look, how can I help you? Help me.
Not, oh man, well, okay. It's like, this is hypothetical because
I
think I've always pretty successful with women. Man, I would just say for the best advice that I can give somebody, free advice, right? If you want to give me $500, I hit the cash.
Yeah, we're gonna leave the money out there. We're already saying that, hey, it's scammers. We're agreeing to the scammers. If I take $500, you're a sucker. I got you. Thank you.
Right.
You keep my lights on.
Yeah.
All right.
Just confidence. Like, talking to women is confidence. I'm not a tall dude. I'm 5'8". So I'm not the tallest dude, you know what I'm saying? So, like, you can't walk into a situation and feel insecure and like, oh well, all these tall dudes around. Listen, you got to walk around with, BD energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and women can sense that when you walk around with confidence and you're confident in how you walk. Like, if I walk out the house, I'm a Kappa man, right? I walk out the house, I'm suited and booted. I got my sport coat on. I know I'm smelling good. I know I'm looking good. When you got that full Ric Flair confidence on, women like that. They can smell that.
You agree with that, Minka?
I do, 100%. Okay. I think that all of this stuff is overrated, honestly. Like, you could read a book, watch a couple videos, understand how they're interacting, understand the and conceptualize what big dick energy is. Oh wait, can I say that?
Yeah, as long as you don't abuse it.
Okay, I mean,
just to be safe, sorry, BD was as close enough as Deuce got it, but as long as we don't abuse it, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still learning.
I can't promise that I won't abuse it.
It's fine.
So
I was gonna say something bad.
I go ahead, bro.
Do it.
No. Let her ride with it.
Do it.
Let her ride with it. Well, go ahead.
Please don't abuse the BD.
I wish. So I just think that it's overrated. At the end of the day, you can read the book because it usually comes from a book. And you can conceptualize, like, and really evaluate what that looks like and create it for yourself, like when you go out into the world, right? But at the end of the day, he's absolutely correct. It does come out to confidence. Like, and it's both male and female. And I can tell you from experience that women, we can absolutely 110% feel that energy. And we can also feel when it's fake and when it's genuine. Like,
okay, so what's a fake? Well, first of all, let me just throw Deuce in the bus. So, because me and Deuce, we from a regular smuggler. So Deuce walk in the house, got this guy's regular shirt on, his cat. You know what I'm saying? Look like the homie G dogs around the corner block, and he approach you, but he's with confidence. So you're okay with that? That's attractive to you?
One more time? You got to give me the whole
Deuce walk out his house like he is now, or he looking like a busted Ric Flair, and he come at you with some confidence. Is that appealing to you still?
No, that's like some dumb stuff that I'll tell you this.
Well, he got confidence. Woo! He got confidence. Rolling up with the championship belt.
Yeah.
Woo! Still rolling up on you.
Anyways, as I was saying, it doesn't work that way. I think that's the biggest misconception that everybody has. Like, if you're confident, you're gonna get that girl. Like, no, maybe she don't like you, period. Done. You're not gonna have a chance. But if you talk to 10 girls with that same level of confidence, one of them is gonna be attracted to it. And that's so you have so many other pieces that are playing into it. I can tell you this. There was one guy that had that BD energy. And I was kind of like open. My energy was like, okay, I'm just up to see what happens, right? And the guy was attractive, but what he was more than anything was extremely intelligent. And so it wasn't someone that I would usually think like I would be attracted to at all. But he was so dominating and his energy was so confident and dominating as it was that I was like, damn, do I like this guy? So it's And that was over a period of time. It wasn't like, boom, he saw me on the street and like done. That's why I'm saying there's so many other pieces to it. So let's say you're not that girl's type, but over time girls we're so funny. They say like, I know right away, but the reality is they don't, because over time, if you not everyone, but if there is something valid there, like some sort of valid attraction, like I just said that example of the guy being extremely intelligent. He was more intelligent than I am, and was constantly giving me more information that I was like, wow, I never knew that. Wow, I never knew that. So that was over the course of like a couple of weeks, and it worked. So, but at the same time, I could have another dude doing the same thing, but if he's not smarter than me and it's fake BD energy, I'm not going to be interested. Does that make sense?
Yeah. First, and I like what you said, because a lot of people take for granted. They'll take one part of what you said, and we did if anybody want to check it out, it's pretty much why guys can't take rejections. So a lot of guys take like one thing what you just said and then will run with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh well, Deuce is not 6 feet. I'm not 6 feet, so I'm not gonna get a girl. No, well, if you don't have the height to your advantage, then you have your looks. If you don't have the looks to your advantage, then you have how you present yourself. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'll say this too. The guy was like 5'7", 5'8". Like one of the things he did was like took off my shoes for me. I'm like, oh, thank you, sir. But it's
taking off shoes, fellas.
Girls like to be girls.
Explain that.
Yeah.
So I overanalyze everything, right? One of the things that I noticed was that this dude was very like comfortable but very dominating, and was like quick to like make decisions. But he still asked me if I would be okay with this, if I like that, if I didn't like this, la da da da. And I'm talking about going out to dinner and hanging out with people, things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it came time to that there was an attraction and we were hanging out, one of the first, there's no shoes at his house, which is a really common thing out here. And one of the first things he did was he bent down. No shoes in the house.
Okay, that's a southern thing too. But go ahead.
Yeah.
I thought that's a sanitary thing.
I thought. I mean, that's how I was raised up. Like you can't walk in the house. You know, growing up. Like Leave your shoes, take your shoes off when you walk in, or leave your shoes outside.
Right. So one of the things that he did was I was sitting down when I first sat down. He bent down and he took off my shoes for me. Like that's like very when you have such a dominating like BD energy, doing that's like a gift. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you can compare it to like a woman cooking a guy dinner. It's the motive of like it's something nice, but at the same time, if you look at the other side of it, what he was doing was, I'm 5'1", so without heels, I was shorter than him.
Okay.
It was calculated.
I feel the game. I feel it. But like I said, I think it's. Go ahead, Deuce. I know you had something earlier.
No, go ahead. Finish your sentence. I'm gonna think.
Okay. Now, because now we're coming to, you says levels to this. So, how would a guy? Again, we got confidence. We're working on a door. I wouldn't say the smoothest thing, but I think I would say just the simplest thing would approach a woman such as yourself. Correct?
Wait.
And
repeat. What?
We already got confidence out the way, because that's pretty much what we're saying. So we got confidence, you know, and for us men, and I think Deuce can chime in or add a little bit to it. But for us, confidence is pretty much like, hey, I'm feeling myself type mentality. And it takes a lot for confidence for the men's side. It's like, hey, I got the haircut, I got the clean clothes. Maybe I just woke up just feeling good one day. That's pretty much like slowly confidence, the ego boost for us. So when we get out the door and we see a woman like, hey, now how do I get the courage to speak to her? And if I do get the courage to speak to her, what do I say? So what is some approaches for you as a woman that you said, you know what, I'm going to give him the shot. I'm going to give him the lucky 7 digits plus the 3, and I'm going to take it from there. So that's the question. That's the I think that's a point question that's need to be asked. A lot of guys just don't know. They think that you have to pretty much do backflips, some jetty moves, roll up on a Lambo, and that's how we're going to get the numbers from, you know, just genuine attraction. So again, the question is, how can a guy, what do he have to say just to approach you? What was some things in your past, in your dating experience, for a guy to approach you?
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm like I was trying to, I'm like, what is he saying?
You're fine. I'm going all through the context for it because of guys, we're
you know,
and I tell this from my thing. I tell women I did it. Guys is dumb. We're dumb. We can't figure out anything. We damn sure can't read minds. So we try to like break it down as best we can. So what can we say to you to like, hey, you know what? Let me shoot my shot. You're single.
That's it. That's 100%. Look, okay, so it goes into the line of confidence, right? So what you talked about was getting a haircut and all these things. Those are all external, but internal, I think that like a guy needs to have money in his bank account to feel that confidence. I think a guy needs to have his own place to feel that confidence, his own car to feel that confidence. And it depends on what level of woman that you're trying to attract or trying to get at. So like I have my own business, my own car, my own house. I have a lot of friends. I do a lot of different things and I'm very busy, right? For me in particular, I'm very dominating myself. So the number one thing that works on me is truth and honesty. So like I've had guys that like come and spit game and I'm just like, oh, here we go again, right? And then I also have but I've had the ones at work I've noticed have been the honest ones that are like, I had one guy that was like just straight up I don't know what the fuck's going on in my life. I don't know what I'm doing, but I saw you and I think you're my dream come true and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Those were the things that he said and I'm just like, oh, you're kind of cute.
Okay. That's like that little ha funny and shooting shot at the same time.
It was honesty. Like that's the thing about it. And like I've had other guys that said like, hey, I don't see anything in between us because we're too similar or whatever, which is a form of manipulation. It's one of those forms, but it kind of works on me where I'm like, because at the same, yeah, but I knew I was getting finessed. Okay. Because here's the thing, I know where it's coming from is I have discussed it with those people that have said that to me, where it's like, I said it because I thought that there was no mutual attraction. And so it was better for me to just say, hey, I'm not interested in you and give reasons why than to just keep going. And I'm like, well, I appreciated it because at the end of the day, it was just very honest. It wasn't like, oh, things aren't working out between us. It's your fault. It was honest and it was very truthful. And so like, it kind of sparks an interest of like, oh, you're being very transparent. And that's for me personally, like where I'm at. I know a lot of girls that the majority of women want to be approached in a manner of like, I will take care of you. I can take you to fancy dinners. We can go to the Ritz. What are you doing on Saturday? I'll take you to Classic Cat, which is like the hot spot. And like, there's a lot of girls that like that approach. There's other women that, and these are probably not, go ahead.
I feel like you have to fill them out though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
this is me. Like, if you're that, I tell, I'm pretty much like vanilla. I say this most of the time. I'm pretty much laid back. I'm vanilla with a lot of stuff. I'm just cheesy, if you wanted to say that. So I'm pretty much have the confidence. Like, it's either, I tell most guys it's either going to be a yes or no. There's no in between, bro. Like all that magical glitter stuff is either yes or no. If I come up to you, approach you like, hey, whatever words I got to say, I'll say it. I feel like it need to be genuine. I feel like it need to just be straightforward, as honest as can. And that's it. Again, and then you're at the same time, let's just say I'm spitting the best line ever, the Mac Daddy of all GQ words ever. But guess what, fellas? She might have a husband. She might have a fiance. She might have a boyfriend. No, she might have a girlfriend.
She might not have interest in you, period.
There you go. That's the bottom of the list, but nobody's thinking of all that. So
I know
that's when you have to learn how to take the rejection. Again, check out the link below. We had the video we talked about before about why guys can't accept the rejections. Why men can't accept rejection.
That's exactly what it was. It was the way that he handled the L. The way that he handled the L was like, oh, that's now you're saying it. I'm like, oh, that's what it was. And so I don't know, dude. I just think that like you need to know where you are and what you're approaching. You can't be like no offense to anyone, but you can't be like a cashier at McDonald's and try and approach a female that like has all their stuff together and their life together and they're looking to get married and have kids.
Oh,
You're
you
not
don't want
ready
the
for that.
superstars, fries, and cheese?
No, I'm straight.
Oh.
So I agree with you. I agree with you to an extent, right? But you know, you got to pick your audience, right? So like, yeah, you probably can't do that in LA, but I think pretty much anywhere else, because LA is a little bit more like a kind of a superficial place and stuff. But I've also like I used to be a manager at Taco Bell, and I dated a doctor, I dated a lawyer, but I was a college student at the time, and the guy dated like some probably pretty high tier women. But it was the commonality was I had ambition, right? I was in school, I was paying my way through college and stuff. And women can see that because women date off potential.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So now what, because guess what? If a woman asks you, if you're not where you want to be, this is where the confidence comes in, right? Because I did feel a little bit not like a little insecure or whatever because where I was in my life at the time, but I was working toward my goals. But they weren't focused on where I was at. They were focused on where I was going.
It's the potential.
Real women date off potential. And the perfect example of that is like Barack Obama. Because if you look at it, Michelle was already a practicing attorney when they met. He was an intern.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she's always out-earned him their entire marriage. But she saw the potential. Now, I'm sure she didn't know he was going to be president of the United States. But she knew he was going to be an attorney. He was already Ivy League educated, so she knew he was going to be an attorney. So that when a woman is like talking to you, she's asking you questions, she's vetting you because it's like, okay, is this all he's ever going to be? Because a lot of guys get into this lazy mode and they're like, yeah, I just want a simple life. I'm simple. And there's nothing wrong with that. To be a blue collar guy, hey, listen, man, I just want to do my 9 to 5. I want to do my 8 and skate, go home, drink a couple beers with the fellas, blah, blah, blah. Some people aspire to that. A lot of women are attracted to ambition, but ambition is more than just talking, right?
Right.
You have to have a proven track record of success, some type of proven track record of success to show that it's just not talk.
Hey, so would you say, okay, just to be safe and sorry, so would you say at that point in time, women is putting a shot clock on men's value and their potential at the beginning?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because she's not going to waste the time. Well, she's not going to waste that time, and it'll
shout out to Fresh Fit. But go ahead.
Yeah, you have a finite amount of time to impress a woman, right? And you kind of have to be kind of broad in your approach because you never know what it is, what a woman is gonna fixate on, right? Because certain things are gonna catch your attention. And it's usually not, especially when you get a little bit older, like past 30, women aren't as superficial with looks, right? They can hone in. You could be generally handsome, but everybody has a feature that is more, prominent, right? It could be your smile. It could be, your skin. You know what I'm saying? A woman could be like, man, he got healthy skin. He drink a lot of water. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She can see a nice bright smile and just be like, oh, wow, you have a really nice smile. You take care of your teeth. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's the hook. Yeah. Now, everything else you say, start reeling them in.
Yep.
And then, that's when like, hey, what do you do? What are your goals? What are your ambitions? And that's so when you're framing a conversation, I tend to kind of like when I was in the dating scene, I would kind of frame my, let them know like, hey, this is where I started. This is where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of got to throw in your successes to let them know this is not just talk. I can do it. And then the confidence, and this is where men build confidence. This is why I built confidence. And I think other men that I know have built confidence. You have to have some kind of success. You have to have achieved your goals. Because when you achieve one goal, it gives you the confidence to go after another, to go after another, to go after another. To now you're damn near borderline arrogant because I'm like, listen, I've done everything I said I was going to do. I've done. I have the confidence to know that I can do anything that I put my mind to, anything. And this is my track record. So you've seen, as a matter of fact, you've known me for 12 years. You've seen where I started. You remember when we met, I was a manager at Taco Bell. And look at everything that I've done in the last 12 years that I said I was going to do. And it sounded crazy, right? Because it sounded like, how is he going to do that much stuff? And I did it.
And that it might sound crazy to I say the ignorant, but when like for me personally, I see it, I was like, okay, I'm cheering you on, rooting you on from the behind the scenes, and then at the low key, I'm pretty much like, hey, I see when you get there. You know what I'm saying? Because I take people for their word, but when it happens, I'm like, okay, let's find out. Let's find out. But I'm always going to cheer somebody on. Always, I'm always going to be somebody number one. But let's see more of the video, whatever they got to say from here. That's not okay. Wrong person.
Up right now, the social contract when it comes to dating is that women feel like they can do this for get something for nothing, and some men are coming in here and saying, well, no, we should get something for nothing. And that's where the miscommunication is coming through, because it's like, no, you both got to put something in. It's not, oh, give me this, what can you do for me?
Dude.
Go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off, but the thing is, here in the West, the United States specifically, it's a sexual inflation. So dudes that have the looks and meets a woman's threshold, he has access to a lot of chicks. It's the reason why these dating coaches, they won't show their Tinder receipts, their Bumble receipts, because all the women are basically trash. But if you're a decent looking guy, everything is open to you. Bars, clubs, social, through other friends.
But you got to have the mouthpiece too. You got, because I know a lot of good-looking dudes, man.
Hold on. This is my only thing that I disagree is, if you don't meet a woman's looks threshold, no matter what you say, it's not going to get the panties off. If she is not physically attracted
hold on, what
to
did
you,
he say?
you cannot manipulate attraction. You can't.
No, you can't.
Say what?
He said, and we'll quote him again. Let me go back.
So dudes that have the looks and meets a woman's threshold, he has access to a lot of chicks. It's the reason why these dating coaches, they won't show their Tinder receipts, their Bumble receipts, because all the women are basically trash. But if you're a decent looking guy, everything is open to you. Bars, clubs, social, through other friends.
But you got to have the mouthpiece too. You got, because I know a lot of good-looking dudes, man.
Hold on. This is my only thing that I disagree is, if you don't meet a woman's looks threshold, no matter what you say, it's not going to get the panties off. If she is not physically attracted to you, you cannot manipulate attraction. You can't.
No.
You caught that, Mika?
That's a lie. That's cat. As a female, that is full of it.
Are you saying if I come in looking like Don Juan, the famous whatever guy, your dream guy, this one look, I can't get the panties off? That's what he's saying. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know about you dudes. Is that what you're hearing?
I do, man, but it's weird when you listen to somebody that kind of talk from I don't know, like the vibe he's giving me is he's talking from a place of hurt. You know what I'm saying? And like you've gotten your feeling hurt a couple times. Like some people
didn't work for me.
Yeah, and listen, men have to be able to accept rejection. You're not going to be everybody's type. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's okay. When you shoot your shot, you got a 50-50 shot at. You got a 50-50 shot. She's gonna say yes or no. So just don't be scared of the no. You got a
50-50 shot at everything. I mean, let's keep it a buck.
And it's like,
so relationship, whatever. You got a 50-50 shot at everything. It just you have to elevate your value the best you can, and then take your chance. You're still taking chances. That's how I see it.
But you can't walk away like, well, she didn't like me because I'm not tall. She didn't like me because I'm not.
That's an excuse. He being a little bi.
It's I don't know that the way he's answering, the way he's articulating himself, that's the way it's coming off. And I'm sorry, like you have to be. Let me tell you something. You have to be dismissive. Like when you can walk away from a woman, like be as graceful in victory as you are in defeat. Right. If you can walk away from a woman who rejects you and is like, hey, no, listen, I'm not interested. I'm just here with my girls. Hey, listen, you and your girls have a good day. All right.
Boom.
See you later. See you around. Graceful exit. Boom. Don't even miss it. Don't fix your face. Don't get mad. Nothing. Wish them a good evening. Keep it pushing. Guess what?
That's a king.
They're gonna remember that.
Yep.
They're gonna remember that because I've been rejected before, and then I've run into people 6 months later, 7 months later, and it's like, nah, I remember talking to you, and I just was really kind of impressed with the way, your energy, because they started watching you. That's what, oh, there's that guy that tried to talk to me earlier. And now you over there living your best life, not even fazed by it, but you can't be running around trying to talk to every girl in the bar. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so glad you
said girls. That's it.
I'm so glad you said that, because when it comes to that, like, it's like the long game in a dating round when it comes to guys. Like, we get it. Oh, I'm eager to get the panties now. I get it, bro. But I'm just gonna be honest. Just go home and just jerk off. I'm gonna be
or sleep with another girl.
Go choke your cheek. No, but sometimes guys stare at one particular woman and say, "I want her." You know?
Yeah, you can imagine her when you're sleeping with another girl.
The same way. Hey, you heard it from her. You heard it from a woman's perspective right now. So that's what guys say too. But
I'm not a normal woman. I don't feel like I should.
Hey, but you're regular smuggler, and you're keeping it 100, and that's why we appreciate you. And again, and that's why you're the wife of the Great Pill Podcast. So I thank you. I appreciate you. But with that being said, when it comes to that dating of the long game that Deuce is saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, Deuce, when we're being the gentleman and we're coming with our best foot forward, and you reject us and we walk away, again, it could be a day from now, a week from now, a month from now, and we might actually enter past each other, because that might be my bar, that might be your bar, that might be my gym or library or whatever have you, and that person sees you again, she's going to remember how you reacted to the rejection from before, and then at that time again, things happen, things change, people move on. She might be,
I was having a bad day.
Or she might wasn't with might kind of talk exactly, just broke with somebody. Now she's in a better mood. Let's laugh about it. Let's talk about it. Boom. And then I'm
telling you, my example that I gave earlier was exactly that. I was not interested. He could see I wasn't interested. It was super respectful towards me. It was really nice towards me. Still invited me out to hang out and go do stuff. And as time progressed, and he made it like you guys explained, like walking away without an issue, still living his best life. I was like, you're actually kind of dope. And then it ended up happening. So it's just, that guy's full of cap.
What's going on, Rogue? Shout out to you. Shout out to Primal, and definitely shout out to Miss Harmony Pill for showing up. I was networking my ass off this week. off. So I appreciate everybody again. I don't care if it's like 10 people in here. I don't give a crap. It's 4. I appreciate everybody that comes in here. This show, the love and support. I appreciate just your different perspectives. So again, shout out to you guys just coming in, chiming in. So, but moving on.
Wait, I do want to chime in one thing, right?
Sure, cool.
It can't be game though, right? It really has to be a part of your character. There's a certain level. You have to be genuine, right? You because you have to be you 24/7. So that way, anytime she runs into you, your character is consistent. So it really has to be. It's not a facade. It has to be a part of your character 24/7. So that way you have a consistency in how you act. So that way when she runs to somebody, because that might be your bar, or she might see you later. Oh yeah, he tried to talk to me before. Yeah, he tried to talk to me, but he was really nice about it. Yeah, he was. Then the conversation happens, and they start looking at you a little different. Then they're like, she kind of sees the quality in him. I think I see a quality in him. Boom. Now it's a competition between the two. Who's going to talk to him? And then that's the long game.
There you go. That part. All right, good stuff. Y'all can see the screen good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you can. You can. I know brothers that do that right now. They beat the shit out of a track because they're funny as fuck.
Hold on, dude.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're telling me a guy that's over 350 pounds, bald-headed, and I don't mean to use a curry cell, but let's just say he's a curry cell. He can pull a smoking hot Becky from a Vegas nightclub based on his mouthpiece. You're telling me
no.
I know a few.
They're definitely anomalies out there. Hang on, QB password.
My friend
No. Here's the thing. I know for a fact that there are anomalies like that can do it, right? I know for a fact there is, right? And that's there are other aspects that fall into play, like reputation and things like that. I know that there are anomalies out there. However, if a 300-pound fat bald dude is going in there, he obviously it's going to lessen his chances. No one's disagreeing that looks have something to play, right? But the fact of the matter, you could be good looking, and if you walk up to a chick saying the wrong things or not saying it right, yeah, you'll get more chances than the guys who aren't good looking. but ultimately the girl's gonna
Facts.
see you as weak and lame and walk off. I know good-looking dudes that they get that attraction. The girls all over them, but as soon as they start talking and they start getting all, now the style is from interviewing, and I don't want to take any more risk or things like that. Well, guess what? The girl's like, okay,
but
well,
here's
you're
the
too
thing.
nice.
Yo, time out, bro. Time out, because I actually, one of my friends.
Okay, let's get QB's rebuttal, and then we go to Poppy.
The only reason why I shut that down is because there are guys, and this is based on my experience and some of my homies' experience, just going out and about. If you meet a looks threshold from a woman, there are guys, you can be in a situation where you go to the bar or nightclub, the girl just sees you. You don't even say a word, and you just start making out with her. Boom, heading back to the hotel room, bro.
Dude,
unless
who
she's
is
like
this guy?
really, really drunk, that's not gonna happen.
It's
with most
not.
guys.
It's not necessarily the alcohol. I mean, the alcohol.
No.
I mean,
girls go
you're at a bar.
Go to clubs to get turned the
Go ahead,
fuck
take this, Poppy.
When I go to clubs, that's what these girls go to get turned up or to blow in the back. That's literally what it is, dog. Like that.
I'm kind of with you now. There's this like coming from like a very, 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 very hurt place.
Yeah,
I've only that scene that he played out. I've only seen that on TV. That was like the opening of Blue Mountain State. Like I swear to God, that was the opening scene of Blue Mountain State when Thad walked into that party and started kissing those chicks. He was like, I don't know them, bro. Like, is that what he thought life was? I don't know. That's crazy.
And then it's like he threw his friends in there like as a reference. And then what killed me was it's like, hey, I need receipts. Like, and I'm gonna be honest, like I know guys got their own little thing, personally, whatever, but who the fuck gonna wake up every morning? I hit up Deuce 6 o'clock. Hey Deuce, I just smashed this girl. Look at the conversation. Look at the screenshots. Look at the phone. I took videos of it. Why would I go out my way and do something like that just to prove my self-worth or my own value to Deuce? That don't make any sense. I'm a grown-ass fucking man. Hell, even if I was a teenager in high school, I didn't need to do that. I had my little, back then we have cell phones, all this media. We had like the little phone book, maybe the pager or two. That's it. Either you take my word for it or you didn't. Trust me, your character knows when you shady. Your character know when you're shady.
And you know when somebody capping, right? Because if every time we go out, you don't get no women, but every time we not with you, you over here.
You get what?
Yeah. I know guys like that.
Cap. Like that you lying on your dick. You know what I'm saying? You lying on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And lying on it, it's not Pinocchio. Lying on it is not gonna make it longer. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Oh my God.
So I don't know what. So what I write here, it was like so with guys. So guys that are like 6 feet tall, great head of hair, all this other stuff like that, right? Boom. Oh, girls are all over them. Okay, but what kind of girl is all over them? What kind of woman is all over them? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, bald head with a beard and a dad bod, that joint is in nowadays. I don't know what it is, but you know what I'm saying? You got a little dad bod, Joyce is on it. You know what I'm saying? If your beard connect, they on it. They like, oh, let me talk to him. Dude, the 6-pack in the club by himself, dancing with his friends. I be seeing that all the time. Dudes dance, all these pretty boys over there just with each other, dancing with each other, and it'd be some more heavy set dude or whatever, and the girls is like, nah, I like me a little belly. You know what I'm saying? Wintertime coming. I need something to snuggle.
You know what it is? You know what it is too? Because pretty guys, what they do is they just walk back and forth from the bar to see who's like looking at them or following them. So it's like easier for them, but the guys that aren't like that have to try harder. So they're more charismatic. They give more attention. They're more like, can I buy you a drink? Can I take you out? And women were receptive to that. It's a female's nature or natural state to want to be taken care of, to want to be treated like a little princess and being like special, right? So it is true though. What he's saying is that like it's the opposite of what this dude's saying. He's living in like a la-la land. He's got such low self-esteem that he really thinks that he has no chance. And the reason he's asking for receipts is because he thinks that it's impossible. And it's like,
you need to get out more or find.
But you know what? His name, right? QB Passport. This dude travel a lot.
Yeah, trust me, you'll get more into it as the story progresses. Because shout out to Art, because I reached out to him earlier. He has a little background story with him, but he goes further along with the conversation. So about his yeah. So
it's gonna be good.
I don't know what clubs you're going to, but guys ain't just walking up to chicks and making out with them like that. Especially these broads are coming out here in groups.
Yeah, he skipped the whole group.
Dude, you've been out, bro. You've seen it happen. You've seen it happen. My point.
I've seen it happen only when it comes to individuals that they've already had like a loose association with each other. Maybe she's like a friend of somebody or something like that, and they all came in as a group, and that can happen if dude spits game enough, but it has to spit game. There has to be some element of get to know you, because what you're telling me is a woman is letting the guy basically bypass all those features that she has to put for herself to make sure she's safe, because I know for a fact with women, safety is the number one thing for a lot of them. So you're telling me that she's going to bypass that just to make out with some dude and she's not drunk?
Safety. If a woman is physically attracted to a guy, she will go home with him that night, regardless where he lives.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Looks equals safety.
Right.
Looks equals safety. If she's physically attracted
let's go to Poppy. Let's go to Poppy.
Yo, man, first, this is funny. This is funny because I don't know the QB. What is it? QB flexing Cody or whatever his name is. First of all, I got one of my road dogs. This guy about 350, 400. This guy can get any bitch he wants to, bro. You see what I'm saying? This is in Phoenix, Arizona, actually. My other homie, he big as hell. He live in Miami. He can get female, bro. It's all about how you present yourself, bro. It's all about how you present yourself.
Okay, if these guys were doing that, hold on. If these guys were getting these quote unquote attractive women, then why is there a huge incel population? Like it's not adding up. Now I can believe if the girls are overweight, but we're talking attractive women. So you're telling me these 350-pound dudes that you know, they're getting 8s and higher, and if so, can we see
bro. Poppy, with the argument, I believe you, but then it gets to the argument of like, okay, it's the people I know, right? We want to, if we want to generalize it, we want to generalize it. If we're going to generalize it, you're right. Not a lot of 350-pound dudes are going to be able to get chicks like that, but there's a biological reason why.
Is how you present yourself.
Right. But here's the thing: the big reason why is that, listen, why would a chick want a guy who's coming out the gate 350 pounds and bald? Right? A woman's thinking genetically here. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. So if he's 350 pounds and bald, he's limiting himself. That's what it is. So the first advice I'll give you is, how about you go from 250 from 350 to maybe 250, right? And maybe shave the rest of your hair off if you just you got that natural horseshoe thing going on there, right? So that is what it is. Make yourself look more attractive. You can't just listen. The argument you're trying to make is, I'm not saying if you're trying to make it, but what I'm hearing is, okay, I can be 350 pounds and bald and just be there, and hopefully girls come to me. It's not going to happen. There's a give and trade in the world, man. If you're going to be 350 pounds. No girl's gonna willingly just throw themselves at your feet unless you have some kind of reputation. That's where the outside element has to come into that play. But looks overwhelmingly gets you in the door. If you don't look good, do your best to get there. Do your very best to get there. Listen, chicks will bypass your face.
How he agreeing to me, but just arguing with them.
If you got things going on, if you just overall just swag and smooth with your mouth, girls will find other things that they can put on there. And they can be like, well, I don't like his toes, but he's kind of funny. So I
want to hear QB's solution to these.
I want to hear QB, and I want to get. Let me get Harold Morales.
Hold on, very well, bro.
Hold on, real quick.
You know me very well. Okay.
Hold on, real quick. Harold Morales, thank you for the $5 super chat. You're the man, Duke. And to this young man, when I was younger and broke and no car and still poor ladies, got better and got better by getting out there. No, that's facts. And matter of fact, my game only improved the better I got and the older I got. That's what I'm saying. You guys need to learn how to deal with women along the way, so that way you can suss out.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though, right? I think too many people are looking for this magic pill. They don't want to actually go out there and fail until they learn something about their failure. A lot of people, they want to skip. They want to skip those steps. And if you ask QB Willie, that's why, I know this dude, somewhat. We had an interaction in the past. I think his main stitch is to actually tell, advise guys to go out there and, overseas and get prostitutes.
Right.
I
but
never
am I
mentioned
wrong?
anything about
am I
that
wrong?
on the stream. But hold on, Art. Let me answer that. Let me clap that. For certain guys, they gotta open up their wallet, bro. If they don't have the looks threshold.
Yeah.
If you're a 350-pound guy, instead of listening to these sorry ass dating coaches and failing, go get a passport and go pay for it, because these women here don't find you attractive. That's the actual solution. And you can go tell that to your buddy Kemp123.
Okay, can I start? I need to say something.
Well, hold on. Let me get Louis verse in here.
Can I say, because this guy, I'm like getting so much anxiety from this guy. It's insane. His solution is to go pay a prostitute overseas, but he's probably not even getting out there and trying anyways. And he's saying that the dating coaches don't work, which I literally know guys that are 350 pounds. They're not super well off, but they're well off, and they pull girls. The problem is that he's specifically saying these 350-pound bald men to pull 8s and above. And unless you have a reputation, your finances, whatever, you're not going to get that. You're going to get, then you have to lower your standard. You have to get, find a woman with children, or find a woman that's like a 5 in Texas, whatever it is. It's just like, it's the same thing for females. Like, if you already have children, or if you have a sketchy past that everybody knows about, if you have a sex video that was leaked, if you have any of those things that might make a potential suitor's friends laugh at them for being with you, you also have to lower your standard. And then what comes into play is the other things other than attraction that you'll find attractive in the person: how they treat service people when you go out to eat, how they treat their family, if they show up, how their finances are, if they are focused when they work, if they are able to build shit with their hands. Like, there's so many more aspects that become attractive towards different people, but you got to stay in your lane. Like, this guy's delusional.
And I can't, it's all gems right here, all gems. Where'd you go?
Yo, listen. I don't have to be cocky, right? I don't have to be arrogant, right? But I'm usually always right. Like, I know nothing about this dude, and I already, I was about to call it.
Yeah, you called it. You called it.
I was about to call it. Yo, that dude is funny, man. So listen, this is the thing I'll say, right? I had a teacher that told me this when I was younger. I'm put out free game. My teacher told me he was a very polished individual, very intelligent. God bless the dead. He passed away a few years ago. But he was like a young, handsome guy. He was 6'5". He was from the South. Came up to New York. He was a part-time college professor. Then he was teaching junior high school English. And I'll tell you what he taught me in English in junior high school carried me all the way through college. Like, this guy was like phenomenal. And he always wore bespoke suits. He always wore custom-made suits. His stuff was monogrammed. Like, so part of my style, it was kind of modeled off of him, even though I kind of didn't like him as like a teacher, because he used to kick me out of his class all the time. I didn't do homework, so he was like, get out my class. He told me, he said the 3 things that a man needs to always have is a clean haircut. No, it was 4. He was like, make sure your hair is good, your hair is on point. Make sure you have on a nice belt. Make sure you have on nice shoes, and make sure you have on a nice watch. If you have those 4 things, because that's the eye line, right? Women are gonna look at you head to toe. If those things are on point, because she's looking at top, middle, down, everything else, you know what I'm saying? You could be basic with everything else, but if you see those 4 things, because those are the 4 things that are quality. If you take care to those 4 things, because those 4 things are the things you have to have as quality. You have to have a quality haircut. I'm a watchman, you know what I'm saying? You have a quality watch, quality belt, and quality shoes, because belts and shoes are the 2 things that you're going to have the longest, especially a good pair of leather shoes and a good leather belt. You're going to have those for 10 plus years if you take care of them. You know what I'm saying? So a woman that's quality, that recognizes quality, is going to recognize that in you. Oh, like the dudes, like, I shaved my head bald now. And I guess what, I've had more success with women with a bald head than I did when I was trying to fight to keep it. And I didn't stay in the fight too long. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was still getting shape ups. And then as soon as my barber looked at me and kind of like had that perplexed look on his face, I was like, nah, man, just cut it off, man. It's time to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm quitting the fight. You know what I'm saying? So, but you running around here with the Homer Simpson joint, yeah, of course. And so his question about like, oh, why you got all these 350-pound incels? And listen, everybody don't carry 350 the same. I'm 240 pounds.
Yeah,
but I got a 37-inch waist. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody knows it. But I got big shoulders, big chest, and that's what women like. They like broad shoulders. So I know for my body type, I'm fortunate enough, good genetics. I'm fortunate for my body type.
Yep.
That I can carry my 240 the way I do, because there's another dude carrying his 240. He looked like he shaped like a pear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you kind of got to be honest with yourself. Like, look in the mirror and don't lie to yourself. If you're getting a little heavy, get a little pudgy, hit the gym, do your thing. But there are dudes running around here 350 wearing nice suits. There's dudes running around here 350 and they carrying themselves, and they could dress, they could carry themselves well. And guess what? Confidence. Most of these incel dudes are not confident. These are dudes that are sitting in their mom's basement. You could look at them and say, man, when was the last time you clapped some cheeks?
Yeah.
Never. Because guess what? You don't bathe regularly.
I think
you know what I'm saying?
I think that's why he pushing the narrative of earlier of just like spending the $700 and go overseas and just get a chick. But let me just I pretty much say this. I'm gonna say it again. You can, same way you can get finessed and played with chicks here in the States, you can get finessed and played with chicks outside the country. Let me say this again. The same way you get finessed and played with chicks here in this country, you can get the same finessed and played outside the country.
So let me explain the whole thing about that whole, like, because my man is a straight sex tourist, right? I live in Europe, right? I'm an expat myself, right? Listen, my best friend, one of my best friends, he went bald. He told me, hey, listen, you got a perfectly round head, you got a beard, you're gonna look good bald. Listen, we don't call it bald, we call it handsome. Go full handsome. You know what I'm saying? I was still trying to cut it down low. He was like, no, go full handsome. And he was right. I went full handsome. And then as soon as we came into work, all the girls was like, ooh, I like it.
No, The Rock was the same way. He would, if anybody remember The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, shout out to him. He was fighting his too, his career. He had the little curly hair, but all this little piece, and then he was still got it curly. The next thing you know, he had a low, then had like skint low, and it's like, you know what, fuck it. And now he just straight bald.
Straight bald, success. Look at him now. Success went through the roof. So like I said, like this guy has an overwhelming insecurity, and that's what's keeping him from being successful with women in America. And also the thing, so it is, you have the benefit. Yes, you have a passport. You have the benefit of being able to go to other countries, and guess what? Most countries, American culture dominates. So you're getting play in other countries because you're American.
I think that's where he was trying to shoot that shot on that one, but I'm still like, I know for a fact, just me doing the homework of the stuff of countries. And you talked behind the scenes before, just on the shot of me doing my homework in other countries. I want to go visit, in the future, and just being out there longer than just 10 days, because I don't want to be a tourist. I want to like be there for longevity for an extensive time. Then, hop and come back like, oh man, I did that. That's just me. That's one of my goals. But I think he's trying to shoot the shot of what you just said, like, hey, well, the fact that I'm an American, I get to Spain, I get to Germany, I get to Europe, I get to the Middle East, or even some countries might even might find just a typical white guy more attractive because the stereotype they have from here to there. Oh well, I'm guaranteed, just to clap the cheeks. And again, I'm still saying that's not necessarily so. When you get there, the same way you have to vet women here, bro, is the same way you got to vet women there too. No.
Not really. Not really. And the reason I say that.
Oh, not really? So if I get off the plane, okay, now we got to fight on this one. So if I get off the plane, hold on, let's get that close up.
So it depends. It depends on where you go and why. Because if he's running to the poorer third world Asian countries and stuff like that, like he's gonna you're gonna get played because you're American because they think you have money. You know what I'm saying? Like, or your money stretches longer than it does in America, right? And then yes, there are girls that they just want to they're in a third world country, right? So they think if they treat you like a king and do all the stuff like that, you're gonna fall madly in love, and then you're gonna marry her on the spot, and you're gonna have one of those 90-day fiance situations, which happens a lot with weird middle-aged white.
Shout out to Stephanie for selling farts, but go ahead.
if you go to any other, that's not happening if you go to any other Western. If you go to a Western nation, another first world country on par with that has parity with the United States of America, yes, you're going to get a certain niche market of women that are attracted to Americans, right? But why? Because you're exotic. You know what I'm saying? You talk differently. You carry yourself differently. They like the New York accent. They like, you know, like where you come from and stuff like that. But the culture, people have to realize, the culture around sex in other countries is different.
Yes.
Right? There is no, like, this whole dating culture that we have where it's like, oh, you gotta wait a month and a half and 5 or 6 dates.
Yeah, exactly.
You come out to Europe, listen, it's perfectly okay. Hey, I'm attracted. You're attracted to me. It was a good date. Hey, do you want to go back to my house? A woman can say that. A woman is empowered to say that and say, hey, yeah, let's go to my house and just have a couple of drinks. It's kind of implied that y'all about to go.
For me, is very sexy. I love an aggressive chick, but go ahead.
No, it's not even aggressive. It's very casual. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
It's more socially acceptable.
And see, I'm not aware of that. So for me, I find that to be, I'm categorizing it as aggressive. But he said it's the norm. It's casual.
There are women that can be a little bit more aggressive. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it's just kind of like, no, well, it's a date, right? Like, it's like common sense to them. No, it's a date, right? Like, I went on this date with you because I kind of want to see a woman. This is a woman talking. I kind of wanted to see what you know what I'm saying? Like everything, the whole package, you know? So it's not just like the talk game. So usually y'all don't really go, if you go 2 or 3 dates without having sex, it's probably not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's not everywhere in Europe, though.
It's not everywhere in Europe, but it's more norm. It's more normal.
See, that's what I'm arguing. That's what I'm arguing, because at first, like, you know, and it sounded like you was like more agreeing to what the guy was saying. Like, hey, if I get to whatever selective country, because I'm American, as soon as I land down, hit the touch, I'm getting chicks automatically just because I'm an American.
Probably going to Thailand and the Philippines, and he's probably renting prostitutes. So of course he's gonna live like a king. That's what I know. So many dudes that do that, and they're just like, I lived like a king. They glorify it. Like, you still came back like a douchebag, though. That's
true.
But I'm agreeing with him, but I'm not. I'm agreeing with him, but I'm not, because I'm providing context. He's not providing any context. He's making it seem like,
like A and B.
I go to another country and women's just dropping their drawers for me. Like, nah. First of all, you're taking advantage of the socio-political situation over there. You know what I'm saying? Socio-economic situation over there. You're a predator.
Yeah,
100%. He sounds like the dude that ends up like talking to 14-year-old girls online because he can't get anything else that'll say yes.
And I'm weary of anybody. I want to know where this man was going, because if you go to like the Southeast Asian countries and stuff like that, I don't trust you. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust you.
And you know why? We don't even have to say why, because you know why.
I don't trust you. You're a sex tourist. That man's a sex tourist.
Yeah.
Hey. I don't know. Primer might have to reach out to him and see, have a conversation with him about the see if he can address these issues next week.
Oh my God.
See what happens there. Network. But we'll continue.
Look,
I never mentioned anything about that on this stream, but if you want to go there, we can go there. No problem, dude. No,
that's fire.
I want to go ahead.
I love that man.
Hold on.
Yeah, you look stupid now, right? You look stupid, but go ahead.
What are you talking about, my nigga?
Hold on.
I'm talking to Art specifically, not anyone else here.
Hey, let's not get great value in the stream. Come on now. Hey, Louisverse, let's go.
I was just wanting to say, I mean, I don't really have much to argue about. I just wanted to join the chat, really, but I mean,
shout out to you, man. I didn't want you to be that dude. It's just like, shit.
Shout out to you, Louis.
Like, no, but you good, brother. Shout out to you. Thank you for being here. So what who had the rebuttal? QB passport flexing. What's up?
Rex.
What
Rex had thoughts.
Oh, Rex. Go ahead, Rex.
QB. I just got to quit. I'm using my parents as an example. My dad is 6'6", and he was a businessman. And he met my mom. My mom is an ex-swim. What's it called? My bad. My mom was a swimsuit model for Sports Illustrated. She was an ex-swim model for Sports Illustrated. My dad pulled her, and my dad didn't use his money. So he always said that. He said, I never talked to your mom about my money first. And he got her through that. So do you think...
6'6"?
Yeah, my dad's 6'6".
Stop it, bro. There's the answer. No, come on.
But no, you can't.
But you can't put it all on looks, dude. I'm 5'8", and
he still pulls. Like,
nigga, he a demigod. What you mean?
I'm not. Come on. No, let me ask you an honest question. Do you feel like I feel that way though? I don't. I really don't feel that way. I'm just me, bro. Like, that's just what it is. I'm just this dude, and I'm unapologetic about it. It wasn't like I had to, like, no. It was just it. I'm not anything special.
I'm going with Art, man, because I think Art hit it home. He's like, these guys want the cheat codes, some shit. When it all comes down all comes down to experience, and you have to fail and learn and fail. That's the only way you're gonna gain that experience. If Rex is 6 feet, kudos for him. I'm 6'2", but at the end. Okay, well, I apologize, but I'm 6'2". But at the end of the day, if my height don't get me the game, my looks don't get me the game. If that doesn't work, then my talk, my that tongue, because that's the most powerful weapon you got. So if that don't work, then of course, and the money and everything else, you got to use everything to the best of your ability. But if you don't have it, bro, then I would go back to the last resort. Then I would go down to the other guys and say, hey, then let me get my passport because I'm wasting all this money for these coaches and all this crap. Then let me go overseas and get one of these chicks. But even then, let's keep it 100. Since if we playing that game, even if you go overseas, them chicks will get still your money too. Yeah, exactly. You get played too.
So let's get where's our cycle through people?
Right. You wouldn't be able to understand.
I'm gonna keep.
I am a normal nigga.
6'2", bro. That's not stop it. Bro.
I am normal. I was getting bullied all through elementary, bro. What you talking about? When I got freshman year of high school, that's when I started turning stuff around for me. Freshman year of high school, I had bullies eating it out of my hand from high school.
Yeah.
Here, QB's back.
No, but my point was that
QB's back. Let's get.
I got to chime in on that one because I have to add some context to that one.
Please do.
Yeah. Real talk. I got heated because it hit home and triggered for me because I remember growing up in elementary, getting bullied or wasn't the cool guy. I remember one of the popular girls in elementary. I think I mentioned her name before, we made jokes, but like, oh, that's cool. That's when Natasha was on. Shout out to Natasha, and made out with her or whatever. And she even denied it, like, I'd never kiss him until her friends had to check her. But never got no play in elementary. Wasn't the cool kid in elementary. Didn't have my clothes was clean. It was nice and pressed. Ironed my clothes, everything else. And when I got in high school, and I think the transition for me was I left out a realm where kind of socially people kind of knew me. And I went to another district of Jersey, and I was there for a minute learning and growing. And from there, still getting kind of like the bullied and stuff like that. Because I remember just before, because it was like, I think it's like with middle school till you get to freshman year of high school. I remember the bully moment when one guy, I just like, at that point, I just had enough, but I did it for me. Nobody didn't coach me. It was just something inside of me clicked, and I just had enough. And now when transitioning, my mother knew the trials and tribulations I was going through as a kid because, you can Google it. Westside High was like one of the baddest high schools in Newark, New Jersey. I didn't want to be in that element, and my mom recognized that, so she actually went out her way and moved to Essex County. Shout out to Irvington High, Frank H. Morrell, School of Queen Latifah. And when I got there, that's when I decided to myself, like, look, I'm gonna do for me. I'm gonna put an image that I know that I have inside me and bring it out. I was the mature kid because, again, I was raised by my elders. I was the low key kid. I was like very observant in every situation. I actually listened, not just observe. I had women growing up in my life, like my aunts, my mom's friends that I consider my aunts. I listened to women all the time of situations of their lives and their faults and their mistakes they made growing up, even up to adulthood. So when I got into high school, my game was so on point. I already had the looks. I had the clothes. Hell, even my homeboy, he was buying on the clothes, but he would never wear them. He had DKNY jeans, the shirts, the name brand shirts, this and that third. I would go in his closet, just start taking stuff. He didn't care. And I go there to the high school and just do me. I wasn't running around trying to get numbers on purpose, but hey, if I conversate to a chick and vibes click, oh, I got the number. And that just is me. I was never cocky about mine, but I'm telling you now, me in high school, I was a monster. but I was respectful. I was a gentleman. When it didn't work out, hey, it didn't work out. We're good. I go on to the next. Freshman year in high schools, dating seniors and juniors. That was how I was rolling. Even after high school, all the friends on Facebook. Shout out to all my Jersey classmates. Anything else? I represent Jersey a lot. Why? Because if it wasn't for them, they made me who I am. They put the confidence in me. Whether I got bullied, beat up, or whatever in elementary coming to high school, they helped transform me. So this guy right here was saying some crap like, yo, you don't know what you're talking about, because whatever world you living in, you literally had to be in a closet, bro. You really had to be in your home from 9 to 5, come from school, running straight home, running straight to your closet, still living in your mom's basement or something, because you're not getting out the door and learning something. You're not taking those experiences and making it to a positive. You know what I'm saying? If I get
not actually living life.
You're not. And it's sad that you have to be that type of person. And me, I look for those type of people, because if I find somebody like my coworker, if I see him at work, like, hey, I get on that, like, yo, man, why your pants hanging down? Why you got these baggy ass, these 46, 56 size jeans, and you like a size, like you're small size, like, bro, like you're petite. Like, come on now, why are you doing stuff like that? You look stupid. So I'm that guy that will tell these guys that's under me, you're retarded, you're ridiculous. Like, it doesn't work out for you. This is not what's going to get you the girls. And if you get those girls, and then you down the line, you tell, man, I want a real woman. Well, your whole life been rolling around behind ratchet chicks. So what you think is going to happen now when a real woman, like somebody like Minka, Rogue, Harmony Pill, all these real women rolls up to your face? Now they actually teach you something. You don't know how to act. So that's crazy.
Yeah, the dude keeps taking the easy way out, man, and that's it. So, you know,
I wasn't.
Fuck these girls. I'm going overseas. I'm going to get some easy pussy.
I couldn't. Hold on, keep it going.
Let's get Louis. Did you have something to say to because I want to get QB back in here. You can stay backstage, but I gotta get someone in here.
Oh, if you want to do that, that's fine.
All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and get. There's a boy right here. There you go, brother.
Okay, my bad. I had a phone call, but to answer the guy's question about going overseas where women take money. Female nature is universal. So all I'm saying is, look, when you go overseas, you have more options.
You're breaking up.
You're breaking up.
I heard like a little bit.
You're breaking up.
But no, after QB says,
I find it interesting though that you got to go overseas to get a wife. Like,
but Poppy, but I understand it though, because like I said, before the pandemic, I was going to visit. I was going to visit.
Let me get Ruby in here real quick. Let me get QB passport flexing. You're cutting out.
Hey, Pop, just stirring up a new topic on the weekend.
All right, guys, I'm gonna fast forward to where we get to a woman's perspective, because Ruby actually jumps in and chimes in on her side of it.
Thank God.
Yeah, she dominates the conversation at this point.
Thank God.
I say dominate the perspective.
No. Time out. Because you at versus if you come
like the ones that
the games like. I don't know what your approach game's like, because those are all different forms that you got to pull together to do that if it wasn't transactional. And I got to know your success rates and how many bras you talk to get there, right? But that's a different form that leads to a different kind of outcome. But when we're talking about your finances, yeah, that's fine. The problem is guys feel embarrassed that they have to use those other tools within their tool chest because, you know, it's not the genuine mouthpiece whatsoever. No. If you get to a certain point in your life and you just feel like paying for box, go pay for box, because you're technically paying for it anyways.
Boom.
Yeah.
Right. One way or the other. But you mentioned Fresh with him and his text game. Well, he has DMs on demand, and has that ever been working for anyone that watches Fresh and Fit? Like, have you been able to pull
I know
the
Instagram
body that you wanted from DMs and demand? Like, can anyone answer that?
Rex is answered. Rex is trying to.
I know somebody who's
on Rex.
Friend. I have a friend who purchased it.
And what happened?
Rest in peace to that poor brother.
it helps you with game. But like he says, oh, it's my looks. I'm like, no, it's because the game doesn't work. Like I don't care. You can do all this. This won't help you. He got it, but I mean,
he got what? What did he get? What exactly did he get?
He said mainly all he got was it gave him tips like to start off. Don't say like, oh hey you're hot. Say oh you're beautiful. I'd like to take you out sometime. He said just basically.
No, don't say that.
Yeah.
All I say is hello.
Why not, bro?
No. All I say is hello, and then we chat. And if she wants to have sex, we have sex.
Was it worth the money? Because I believe DMs and demand is like what $700.
Fuck that.
He said it was worth it. But I personally, what he told me, I don't believe it. Because then again, that's why I say I go back to saying that fresh and fit get people who don't feel good about themselves. Because he's 6. My friend is not 6 foot. He's 5'6", and he's small. He's like, oh, I can't get girls. I'm like, dude, fresh and fit. They're selling you a lie. That can't help you.
That's a wrap for him, bro. He's 5'6".
So $700.
I knew Stan was gonna jump on. I knew it.
$700. That's a vacation.
That's a trip to Mexico, like anywhere, and you're having the time of your life.
Let's get Classic Ruby in here. What's good, girl? How you doing? Long time.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing? How you doing? What you got on the topic today, girl?
I'm so glad I could slide in on this one, just because as a female perspective, I think it's kind of needed in this discussion.
Yes, it is.
So I wanted to add a couple things, and the first thing is this, right? A lot of times we talk about women like they're a monolith, but if you just even observe women in a club, right? So you have a group of 5 women or 6 women who go out. They're not all targeting the same guy, right? Even in that group of 5 guys that comes up to them, we all have different types that we like, right? We all have different things that we're looking for. And so is there the woman who, she don't care if you're messed up, you're ugly, you're broke, whatever, as long as you're over 6 feet, she's good with it? Yeah. I have a friend where as long as you have abs, you could have the most jacked up face. You could have 6 baby mamas, right, with 10 kids. She does not care. If you have abs, she's interested. It makes her hot that you have abs.
I literally have situations in a club where I would have girls walk past me and literally they would rub or drag their hands right alongside my stomach, bro, as they're walking by, or I'm like it's wild, bro. Like if you get your body right, a little drive by.
I have a question.
She got packing down there.
I've had the bike.
Or like if you're dancing with them, women do that stuff. But see, like me, for example, I was never into the popular guy. I was never into the flashiest guy. I was never into the tall guy because I just find it awkward to try to kiss them while you're standing or hold their hand. It's weird. I was always into kind of like the quiet, shy guy, the guy who was into his own thing, doing his own thing. He wasn't really trying to, get all that clout and popularity. I like that smart, intelligent guy. And then if he says something to you, it's not, you're so beautiful, because I've heard that 600 times today. Like, no disrespect or trying to be cocky, but I had, right? So I don't want to hear that. I want to hear you comment on something that no one else commented on. And I really like when people can make fun of me in such a way that it makes me go, oh my God, stop it. Oh my God, you're so dumb. I like that.
It's called being slick.
Right? Right. And
slick.
so if you got that, I'm saying if you can touch that part of me, I'm telling you, me as a woman and women who are like me, you touch that inside of me, trust me, your face looks better, your body looks better, everything about you looks better. I'm more interested in how you're making me feel. Suddenly I'm very sexually attracted to you.
Ruby, why is that? What is the big what is that? No, hang on. Explain to the guys what is the biggest reason why you're attracted to that?
That has to do with your personality and confidence, right? It's that
that was the key word.
Thank you.
This is the key word.
Thank you.
When I hear guys talking about, listen, when you talk about all these different things, the height, the looks, and whatnot, to me, that's all just obstacles. I like to get rid of them. Like, okay, the height, the looks, I don't give a fuck. Okay, I'm 5'8". I can't really do shit about that. Looks, I can't really do shit about that. Weight, I can change that. I can definitely change that. All right, now what else? All right, I gotta get rid of this approach anxiety. Okay, fine. How do I do that? Say hello to more people. Hey, what's up, girl? How you doing? Hey, saying what? Oh, just say what comes to my head. Be more spontaneous. Okay, fine. Now talk about being slick. How do I learn how to be slick? Okay, I need to learn how to do banters. How do I learn how to do banters? All right, well, let me start, calling out random things that pop up in my head, so that way I'm used to having things just flow, so I don't have to sit there and think about things, right? These internal skills that you need to be working on to get yourself from an extroverted person to an not extroverted, from an introverted person to an extroverted person. I didn't used to always be extroverted, man. I used to sit in my fucking room when I was younger, building worlds in my head, bro, until I realized that, hey, in order for me to really make an impact on this world, like I'm saying I want to do in my own fucking head, right? I need to actually bring those ideas out of my own head and into the real world. And the best way to do that is understanding the skills to deal with people in the real world to better navigate that. So what are those skills? I need to be more outgoing more. So instead of being a shut-in, I need to force myself to be out there. Instead of avoiding eye contact, I need to force myself to look at people, right? Instead of being the only one waiting for somebody to come talk to me, I need to be the first one to do it. And by learning to be the first one in every single one of these scenarios, one thing I started to realize, and it actually started subconsciously clicking with me, it's like, yo, I'm doing something that I'm starting to feel like a lot of people are actually nervous to do. Wait a minute, you're actually scared of coming up to talk to people. You start to notice those insecurities in other people. And what you start to recognize is other people actually start to see you as the leader subconsciously because you took initiative, and that's where the confidence come from. So when I look at people talk about all these different stuff, oh, the height thing, okay, cool. Let me get my tall brother over here. Come over here, come chill.
But you know what though, Duke? Here's the thing. This is the thing that a lot of guys kind of miss too, right? Because women aren't a monolith, men becoming a monolith and all becoming this one ideal isn't really ideal. Like the best thing a man can do is figure out what he's about and lean into that and be very confident, because women are not reading your mind, right? So women have no idea that you're terrified of them right now or whatever. If you lean into the fact that you're an introvert and you don't have much to say and whatever, and you just lean into that and look real stoic and confident when you do it, she's going to take you as the strong, silent type. And that makes you more mysterious. And then she's like dying to get you to open up to her and talk to her and look at her into the face. And that's going to be intriguing for some kinds of women, right? So you got to lean into who you are.
I have a question for you. So would you date a guy that just has confidence and you're not attracted to him?
Here we go again.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm attracted to confidence.
That's the first thing she said.
So, but my point is, would you date a guy that you're not physically attracted to, but he has confidence?
You're missing the point. I'm physically attracted to your confidence.
I understand what you're saying.
No, I don't think
I understand what you're saying.
Hang on 1 second. Ruby, real quick, just to make sure because I know you made that point that because you said in that example you gave, he could be busted up ugly, and you as long as he's so please go ahead and answer his question directly so that you can get on to your other point.
Okay, let me get this more direct. Okay, if you were to measure objectively, right, just with the golden ratios, whatever, objectively were to measure some of what my ex-boyfriend's looks are, not all of them are good looking objectively to other people. To me, they were hella sexy, right? Because again, their attitude, their confidence, their persona, the way they made me feel about me, the way they made me feel all giggly and girly and stupid and feminine, or the way they made me feel like I want to run to go get them a plate and dinner, the way they made me feel, right? And the way that they acted about themselves and amongst their peers made them hella sexy to me. So I was always turned on by them, even though, right? Because like some of my friends, right? Like I have my one girlfriend, man, she's just dry with her commentary. She calls my ex-boyfriend love of my life. She calls him a turtle. Okay. With one of my boyfriends in high school, she doesn't even know what to call him. She like rotates around. She thinks he looks like an evil villain in a cartoon. Okay, very dark skinned dude. His like mouth maybe is more disproportionately bigger than the rest of his face. His ears are really big.
God
okay.
Damn.
But still, can we get to my answer though? Like,
I literally just answered you.
Would you date? Okay, let me ask this question again. Would you date an ugly dude if you had confidence?
It's all good.
Yes.
Okay, boom. She's answered.
She answered like 20 times.
Yeah, in 50 different ways.
I explained to you that the ugly dude wouldn't be ugly to me, right?
Okay,
but here's the thing.
so
if
an
the good
80-year-old man
that
that just has confidence, you would date him, right?
Yes, and if the good-looking guy had a piece of shit attitude, I would think he's very ugly going forward. Yep. I would not be attracted to that at all whatsoever.
If women had a choice, let me
ask this: what would you rate yourself 1 through 10?
Bro, you like beating a dead fucking horse.
Like, but here's the thing: a QB passport. Like now it gets to the realm of like putting the goalpost. No. She's.
That's pretty much the video, but
I'm done. I'm done. I'm so off this. I can't. I'm done. I'm done. She literally answered every single question, and he's still like, but I'm not good enough. But I got a small dick. But I'm a fat fuck. Like he just is so Sorry, it's gross. He's ugly to me. Ugly inside, ugly outside. You ain't got nothing to offer someone like me at all. She answered everything, and that's true for most women. I've got guys that I used to date that my girlfriends call Shrek, which is the name of my dog. Like I'm just
hey Ro, this is me just chiming on that one, but I think the reason why he did that's like he's shooting at the hip. Like when somebody give you a direct positive answer, authentic answer to everything else, then you have them people just like make up excuses.
Because it contradicts. It contradicts his idea in his mind.
I'm 6 feet. You're a demigod, bro. Okay, so I can't take no girl. Okay, so now it's like he's giving you another answers. Nah, bro. Okay, now you bring in a real woman's perspective on everything the guys is telling you. Those are your receipts. Receipts is coming out of the bag. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different individual strangers from across the globe telling you, hey, this is what it is. And then you still don't listen. And then you bring in a woman, tells you the same thing, and even better, explains it to you better. The insides from the heart, the mind, the souls that fresh, snatching the woman's soul. That's what they want. They get the souls. So she's telling you how to get that close to a woman with her intentions, to work well with her, to be closer to her, and he still's not getting it. He just keeps shooting hit with other excuses. It's crazy.
Let me explain something real quick. If he is proven wrong, and what his belief is that all these women are the same and all men need to be the same in order to achieve those women, if that idea that he has in his mind is incorrect and no longer valid, that means that there is something wrong with him and he doesn't want to look at it. That's at the end of the day, when guys are like this, when people are like this, when it's women or men are like this, they don't want to look at themselves. They don't want to get better. They want to continue on a victim mentality of, I'm not good enough. That's why it's like this. It's just that you don't want to be better. That's what it is at the end of the day. Sorry,
what you gotta do is because I saw you like just looking at disappointment, like, yo, if a meteor hit the world, you just like, hey, let's go.
That was
for real though.
That was like painful to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Like that dude.
Hey, but I gotta say this though, because like I gotta lie, like you really had the expression like, if this is like one of your homeboys at the table out of 6 of y'all guys, and he's going through this kind of conversation, like what would your reaction be? Like, would you have to like, hey, I gotta take it to the side? Like,
no. So you never want to. So I'm just being fully transparent here. Yeah. I would never challenge a friend of mine. It gets awkward, right? So if my friend is really in there putting his foot in his mouth, I'm not gonna side with a stranger, right? In that case, it'd be Ratchet Ruby, right? If he was my friend, I'm gonna just try to segue the conversation to something else and pull him to the side later and be like, hey, my man, you're not doing good in that conversation, right? I would never chastise you publicly, like in front of everybody. Like some people get into that mood because then you start seeming like you simping and then you trying to side with the girl to get her good graces. So I would never try to make my man look bad and try, you know what I'm saying? I would never do that. That's not how I roll. But I would definitely have to pull him to the side or shoot him a text message and like, hey man, you doing bad right now. You better change the subject because you sounding crazy.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Primo Studies? Hey. I got up the crap out of that one because that was just like a retarded, cheery.
Kindergarten
I don't like that. So we're gonna give a better one for you.
As long as it's not the nuclear bomb sound going on every 46 seconds, I'm good. Like as long as the bomb isn't dropping continuously, making it like an air raid attack for World War II, I feel okay about the soundboard.
All right, I got the week 22s.
Hey,
oh my God.
That's shots fired. That's okay. But when
that's what you should have let off when she started talking.
Yeah, but when the world is blowing up every 6 seconds, I'm ducking for cover.
Anxiety's kicking hard.
Oh man.
But I'll say this, man. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
One little thing. When you're I think the problem with this dude is he doesn't have one. Obviously we can all see he can't have a conversation, right? I always believe that every man should have a code, every man should read, every man should travel, every man should be able to hold a conversation across a broad spectrum of things. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where your talk game comes from. You know what I'm saying? Like to be able to be educated on a bunch of things, so that way you never go into any conversation or any topic unarmed. You know what I'm saying? Or inadequately armed. this guy has nothing to really offer. So you can tell, first of all, he likes to go to other countries. Why? Because 9 times out of 10, there's a language barrier. So guess what? Your talk game can be trash because you're talking to somebody with broken English. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you can see him being able to have a conversation. He can't even properly articulate himself when he converses. And that's the main thing I'm getting off of this guy is that, you know, he's just ill-equipped. He made it to adulthood. He was probably a virgin for a really long time, got his feelings hurt. He probably liked the girl. He was that dude that was in the friend zone for too long. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was in the friend zone for too long, and the girl kept stringing him along, and she kept fucking everybody else around him. And then he was the one wondering why she's not giving it to me.
Sound like he's still in it.
Yeah, I think so.
What you got for us, Primal?
Well, the whole going to, like, if we're on the whole going to other places to meet women, right? So what's wrong with you that you can't do it at home?
That's a good question.
What I just said.
I think
right.
Conversations.
I mean, and I heard somebody bring this up earlier, and I think it's a really good point to reiterate, is it's almost predatory as an American going to other countries because you are taking advantage of your kind of quote unquote American privilege, right? Because everywhere we go throughout the world, the American dollar is really strong as of right now, right? So you go there and a lot of these ladies, they look at you like, oh, he's American, he must have money, right?
Instantly.
So instantly, that's like a big check mark for him, right? And then the other thing is, like, a lot of them are actually trying to get to America. They're like, hey, I want to get where you are. Okay, cool. You're my ticket there. So they're going to do whatever it takes to hitch a ride back to the promised land, right? So you are abusing that kind of privilege to sleep with a bunch of these women. And maybe some of them do bring some of them home, but most of them aren't coming home with that guy. Like, that's just what it is. So it's actually abusing your privilege, I feel like, to go to these other countries and kind of, even if you're not saying it, it's almost kind of implied in a lot of their heads that, hey, maybe if I hook up with this guy, there's a chance he's going to bring me back to America and pay for things. I think that's just implied thing out there, right? So I think that's kind of hard. And the other thing, and it's a pet peeve of mine, when people talk about extroverts and introverts, they really need to know what they're talking about and not throw the incorrect definitions behind them. Like, people will be like, oh, I was an extrovert and I became an introvert, or I'm an introvert and I became, like, let's keep it 100. If you're actually going to dive into what introvert and extrovert are, it's how you get your energy or how you're drained by situations, right? So you can have a person that's actually really introverted, but they go out and have a great time and they're very charismatic and they talk to other people and they're like, yeah, they're like the center of attention. Everybody loves them and they're like super popular. But when they go home, they are drained and tired and they don't want to go out for like 2 or 3 days because that exchange drained them. So I think people try to, like, they throw the wrong, they like label, they throw the introvert and extrovert labels out there, but they're actually not really knowing what they're talking about. That's just kind of like a personal pet peeve of mine. So I figured I would just put that out there.
I'm glad you brought that up because, like, I wanted that explained to me too, because I hear that a lot. And I know 2 women personally that, the way you explained it, introverts, like, they're the most, like, helpful people. You ask them for something, they'll take the shirt off their back and give it to you. They'll even go like full on 100, give you the 150%, just helping out, decorating, moving, and all this stuff. And all the energy they give to you, it can be positive, reflected back. And as soon as they get home, they're just like crash and burn. And I'm like, okay. And the way you explained it, it kind of had me thinking, like, maybe I'm an introvert. I don't know. But let me now the other one, because I don't really think you now explain to me, because I'm just asking for the viewers, even myself, because again, everybody don't know everything. What do you feel like, in your definition, what an extrovert is? Because we said introvert. So what do you feel like?
An extrovert is somebody that gets their energy by going out and being among the people, right? They get their energy through interactions with other human beings, not being at home, being away, being out, doing activities, doing things. So here's like a fun fact about me. I'm actually introverted, and you wouldn't think that if you met me in person. I'm very charismatic. I'm a salesperson. I go out and connect with people easily. We have a good time. It's a lot of fun. But at the end of the day, I'm tired. I want to go home and I just want to be by myself, right? And when I go on these work trips and I go and sell things to people and I'm around people all day, the first thing I want to do is, when I get home, I'm going to lock my door because I don't want anybody else coming to see me. So that's the thing is, it's how you gain back your energy and what drains you. That's kind of like the telltale sign of if you're introverted or extroverted, not if you're charismatic and not if you enjoy being around other people, because an introverted person can enjoy being around other people. It just is draining for them after a while. So that's kind of the defining characteristic of, all right, does being out and about drain you typically? Well, then you're probably actually an introvert. And if you're like, man, I got to get out with the people, like I'm hurting for that, then you're probably an extrovert. So I just think it's kind of, yeah.
Now, can you be a little bit of both?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's a
there's
spectrum.
Different definitions of both of them.
Yeah, so there's like this.
I'm just making up words now.
Yeah, so people like to throw, like some people be like, oh, well, I'm an introverted extrovert, or I'm an extroverted introvert. And if you actually look at Carl Jung's like studies from this, most mental conditions or statuses are on a spectrum. Like it's really hard to be one thing or the other. There are people at the extremes, right? But most people fall on a spectrum of that, kind of just like all sorts of other things. Like if you want to talk about like people that have autism, right? Like there's different levels and different scales of where they fall within this spectrum of that mindset, right? So it's the same thing with extroverted introvert. It's not like black or white. It's like, hey, I'm kind of 60-40 or 70-30 or whatever the breakdown is, but there's a spectrum. You're not just like, oh, 100% hard extrovert or 100% hard introvert. That's not the way it works.
Okay, cool.
Well,
I appreciate that.
There's actually like there's 4 of them. There's amnivert, extrovert, introvert, and wait, what's the third one?
I don't know. I just know it's a spectrum, right? Basically, it's a
There's
spectrum.
omnivert and yeah, there you go. Ambivert, there you go.
Yeah, girl, use that brain.
But there's 4 of them, and it is on a spectrum. The other 2 in the middle are basically like if you are able to have one of them is if you're able to have both sides where you can be extroverted and introverted. You can either stay at home and chill, be by yourself, and at the same and not isolate, where you still talk to people. The other one is where you are isolated. You're extreme on both ends, where either when you're being an extrovert, you're out and about, but when you're an introvert, you're completely isolated.
Yep.
So there's different variations, but I do have to agree with what he said. People have the capacity to change and be what they want to be. Meaning, if you're introverted and you get your energy from being by yourself and being more introspective, that's cool. But if you want to change that and be more outgoing, you find a way to develop those key characteristics that make you happy to do so as well. And that's the thing that I think that he's talking about, where it's like, it's kind of like when they say people can't change, but over the course of the last 20 years, we keep seeing people that are 300 pounds lose those 250 pounds, right? And it's that my math is off. 200 pounds.
So who would have hit 50 pounds?
I know. But I don't know. I don't even want to talk about this guy anymore. I'm sorry. That guy is just, I think I'm so repulsed because he's what's wrong with so many people today, where he's creating this narrative of this is how it is. And there's nothing that can be done about it.
I like how he was trying to put statistic on it too. Like, why is there so much a high growth of incels? And I'm like, bro, you are.
Oh my God, I know.
You are one.
Yep. And Minka, to your point you were just making about changing, that's actually my show tomorrow is can people change, right? And not to spoil it, but yes, they can, but they have to want to, right? And that's the big thing, right? And the other piece of it is it's incremental. It's not like tomorrow I'm like, okay, I'm a changed new man, right? It's very step by step, right? And I was doing some reading, and they did some studies on this actually, because there's this long-standing notion of, after the age of, pick an age, whatever, 25, 30, like you are who you are, right? You're not going to change. There's kind of this notion out there in the world. And they did some studies, and they found that over people's lives, they might change 1 to 2, like quote unquote, they took this broad spectrum of things, and they might change 1 to 2% per year on a particular thing. But if you put that over 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, like the person you are at 25 and the person you are at 50, it could be completely different, 25, 50% different, right? So that's kind of the thing of, yes, you can, but you have to want to, and it takes time. So
well, and that goes back to my point of that guy. It's at the end of the day, if you're looking at everything that he's saying and negating anything that's being said to him, proving him and his beliefs wrong, he doesn't want to change. He doesn't want to look at himself. He only wants to say, this is how it is. The problem with that is that you have another fat kid that's 19 years old struggling with the same kind of things, listening to this man saying that this is how it is, and it's a domino effect. It just continues to go. And that's the issue where I get so that's probably one of the few things that I really get heated off of. It's like people don't realize how much of an impression you can make on another person just by stating your beliefs like that, especially if you have a platform. Like, I'm done. I keep saying I'm done and then I keep going. I need
hope is the most powerful message, right? How many messages, how many great things, how many great organizations or things were founded on the idea of hope, right? And if you take away people's hope that something can get better, and yeah, sometimes you have to work really, really hard for things to get better. Then
but some people, and I don't want to quote him, we personally know him, but he said it 3 times, and a quote stuck with me, and I'm trying to remember it verbatim. But he said pretty much hope is an ideal thing unless you have a plan to back it up. So if you don't have a plan to back up with hope, then it's like you're just talking to me talking, or you're hopeful for no reason.
Right. Oh, 100%. Like you have to take action, right? Hope without action is just an idea. But
it's like,
yeah,
they have a saying that faith without works is dead. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's there's just so many different variations of like, it's like, okay, I'm going to start a business. I get a logo and I say I have a business, but if I don't do anything, it's not really a business, is it?
Now, what about the faithless? Because there's people just sit there and just pray all day, but don't take no action to it.
Yeah.
Like this guy.
I had a girlfriend that would be like, I'm so lonely. I want a relationship. I'm so lonely. I'm like, bitch, you got to leave your house. He's not going to come to the door. He doesn't know where we live. Like you've never met him because you don't go out.
You know what that sound like? That sound like this dude, but in the opposite other end of the spectrum. It's like the chick would be like, yeah, girl, I be praying for the good Lord to bring me a man. I be praying for for Lord to bring me a husband. And this guy, like, he's like the opposite end. Like, hey, I'm just hopeful. I just hope a woman comes to my end, or you gotta show me receipts. You gotta show me receipts.
Well, no, he says the receipts thing because it's no different than like somebody asking you, hey, do you have a source that I can cite your sources? You know what I'm saying?
But that's
his equivalent of cite your sources.
You can't source that, bro, unless, like I said, your actions. Like I can name like a dozen times, like either the young kids, people my age or whatever, or we just say some stuff and it's like, and we just kind of like real guys like me, you and Primo might look at just like just give that head now, like that's that confirmation, like you that real dude. You know what I'm saying? But you have these other guys like, oh man, I want to like this one kid, this kid literally followed me from work on my lunch break. Went to my where I normally go for lunch and followed me there. And then it was kind of weirding me out for a minute. I was like, this motherfucker really followed me? But I nephewed him up. So I guess that's his actions, but it was weird to me. And then after the fact, but I got it. Like, okay, well, maybe I'm showing him something. Yeah.
And that's what I talk about. 100%, because it's, you and I have had this conversation, bro.
I don't look for it. I don't look for it. I don't.
It's not about.
But people are looking for mentors, right?
Exactly.
People are out there looking for.
And that's exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like Angela and I have talked about it, where it's like there are people that are looking for what you have. Because Angela, like my husband right here, is very confident. He says it exactly how it is, and he told me some stories where he tells me what he's done or the situation, and he's always like real, confident, straightforward, and authentic in everything that he does, and that's what's attracting people. That's the thing where it's like you're leading by example. There's just so many nasty ass examples that are not good examples that I can't.
Had to process that one for a minute.
I'm like, should I say it? Fuck it. I'll tell you this. I got girls that like, and I don't judge it. That's the crazy part. It's do you, whatever works for you. Yeah. But don't be turning around and saying like, oh, I do OnlyFans. I'm a stripper. I have a sugar daddy. I'm 25 years old. I got all this. I got it in the bag. And then telling another girl that's 21 years old, this is how you do it. This is how you get it done. Just only for you 5 years later to want a husband, to want the family, your fucking time clock kicks in and you're like, why is it so hard to find someone? Because you got a track record. And there's nothing about it because at the same time there are just as many like gross guys that have that eventually at like 40, right? It's those like multimillionaires or the guys that have everything except for that family, except for that missing link, that they start to lower their standards too, and they can find each other. But don't go telling the younger generation this is how it is so that they can just keep on making the same mistakes you made. That's
I think the difference between that is like the level. It's like I don't take this the wrong way, ladies. Women get a little bit like more like desperate because women have this like time clock, right? Like they have like a milestone age, right? I need this by 30. I need this by 35. If I don't get married by 40, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas a man kind of, especially because women, you know, after a certain age, it becomes dangerous for them to have children. You know what I'm saying? So there's like a time clock there. Whereas a man, we don't really have that. Like our timeline chronologically could be a little longer, and our history could be a little longer because we can have children at almost any age, right? Like we don't have that clock winding down for us.
No, I disagree with you.
I'm gonna be honest, bro, and this is just me. Maybe I'm playing devil's advocate, but it's just me. After the age 35, I'll be feeling some kind of way. Like I'm not saying I don't want kids, but I'm like, do I really want kids? Like, do I want to get up early in the morning feeding babies? Do I really want to do all this? Do I really want to do all that? Like,
right,
I got the energy.
You know your lifestyle.
I got the energy.
With men, we don't have I don't know, man. Like I'll put men and women are different. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what I'm expressing and that's what she was saying about women, you know, doing these things in their younger years. And then now later they want to like try to like listen, the things you do in your young years are not conducive to where you want to be in life at the end.
But it's the same thing with men. That's the issue that like we're all negating because women have been, how do I say this? Women have been doing this, right? And it's a very talked about subject, but no one talks about the guys. That track record follows guys because the problem is by the time the guys want to settle down and they're like, damn, I've got friends that literally they're multimillionaires and they all say the same thing. Their biggest fear is dying alone. Their biggest fear is getting sick and not having a wife that wants to take care of them and stick by their side. Their biggest fear is not having offspring to like show them what they can create and what they've created in their entire lives and what they want to pass on to them. And that's the issue where it's like it's both sides. Because and not just that, but like the whole illusion of like a time clock thing that used to be the issue even like 10 years ago. You look at women, there's women out here that are looking 50 years old. My mom had a kid at what? She was 45. She had a second kid at 45 years old. The age that women are having children is actually a lot older. The only thing that they have against or working against us, I should say us, I'm a female. The only thing that's working against us is the fact that we're on birth control for so many goddamn years that by the time we want to have kids, now there's issues coming up. But there's also a bunch of medications and things that are coming up to combat that as well. It's the evolution of like what women can and can't do, that idea and that fallacy that we are on a time clock, that we're not going to be able to have kids by the time we're 40, that's not real anymore.
No, I didn't say that women necessarily have. I said like they're holding themselves to this timeline, but it is actually dangerous, more dangerous for the fetus and for the woman if she has children later in life. There's a higher percentage of them having like birth defects, autism, and stuff like that. So this is why, because my mom had child late as well, so there was a whole bunch of tests that needed to be run to make like checking on the fetus and stuff, because there's a higher percentage of people of like birth defects at a later age.
But that's my point. There's precautions that are in place now. It's not 10 years ago where this was happening and just starting and they're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I'm sorry, your child's autistic now. Now they have the systems in place to be able to detect most of these things that are happening ahead of time before it's an issue.
Can you detect autism? I was talking more like chromosome disease, like Down syndrome and stuff. Like,
no,
like
they don't have.
It's not a gene field.
It's not for autism, but there are a lot of, they do, it's not just a test to see how the fetus is developing, and if there's an abnormality, then they run more tests to see what it is. That's the thing, that it's different now. I'm just saying, like, that time clock is still an illusion. It's a great illusion that's now exiting. It's no longer so much a primary issue. I have most of my girlfriends that are not, I should say, because my group of people that I hang out with are not with children. Some of them are married, some of them are not, but they are not with children. And I'm in like the 30s, right? so it's just I just like to clear that one up because it's not the same deal as we were before. And guys also have that negative connotation. And I'm literally, I can list off 5 examples. I have a lot of male friends and they all say the same thing. I have one guy that he's like 63 on his second marriage that just went through a divorce. And he's like shit out of luck. He's like, I don't know what to do. I can't find love. I don't know what to do. He literally old school tech money, meaning like he started in the 90s. He is well off. He cannot find someone because men have an illusion that what in their brains is just like that crazy ass guy from the other show, that they think, oh, by the time I'm this rich and well off and I'm 40, 45, 50, 60 years old, it don't matter because dad bod's in. I'm still able to like shoot some semen and get a girl pregnant. The problem with that is by the time they're at that age and emotionally involved, what they're looking for is a partner, someone in their idea that's going to stick with them when they're sick. And the women that they are left with in that generalization, when they have that money and what they're surrounded with, are the girls that are Instagram famous, the influencers, the same girls that we're talking about. And so they're shit out of luck at that end. But they have a reputation where a high valued woman, and I'm not talking about money in these situations. I'm talking about personality, values, morals. If they're going to stick by you, they're not going to cheat on you. You lose your money, they're still going to be like, all right, let's do it again. Those are high value women that these men are looking for, and they don't even have a shot at them anymore because they're tainted. It's the same thing. And I'm telling you this because I know a lot of high value women, and myself included, that have turned down offers from these guys because we know what the hell they're about.
Would you say that women that's getting older over the age of 30 is turned down those men because they see more value in themselves versus the chicks in their 20s that say, hey, I want that payout. I want the security.
It's because we know we're also thinking longevity as well, meaning we're not thinking of, oh, he's got all of these prerequisites that I'm looking for in a man that's going to make the picture perfect family. We are now also looking for, is this dude going to find the next best thing and leave my ass after I have his kids? That's the longevity.
Which is funny because, and I'll let you go ahead, Deuce, which is funny because I keep finding every time we have these conversations when it comes to guys and girls, we have so much in common, but yet so apart. If that makes any sense.
It does. I'm just, where I'm saying is like, for example, what's that guy? Is it Fresh and Fit? The guy that is like,
shout out to Fresh and Fit.
Oh, he's always like, women need to obey. Or the other guy that I told you, I sent you like a video of it, and he was wearing sunglasses. He's like, women need to obey. Hold on, where are my sunglasses? Damn. He's like, women need to obey. If they do not obey, they're not going to keep me.
Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Oh, I need my robe. I see
the resemblance.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Holy crap.
What I'm trying to say is, I'm a high value female, right? I know I'm getting mine. I'm making money, all these things. Already said it. If that man were to approach me, hello?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi. Sorry. If that man were to approach me, I'd fucking run away because what he has already displayed and what he has stood for is, I want a Barbie. I want her to look good. I don't give a crap if she has my kids. I don't give a crap if she's stressed out. I want her to take care of the things that I want her to take care of, the way that I want her to take care of things. I don't want to nurture her. I don't want to value her. I don't want any of these things. So by the time I have a kid, my stomach gets a little fupa or something because it's getting stretched out. And I'm tired because I'm taking care of infants, and I'm not able to provide him with every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I'm not able to clean the house, and I'm not able to do these things because I'm already doing my job as a female, as a mother, right? He's going to leave my ass. That's what women are thinking about.
Is that why his previous marriages failed? Like, if the person that you're talking about?
I think we have to like address him directly. Again, she only going by what, and that's a good question. But she's technically going by what, a little bit of him and what he said.
What he said.
So,
that's it.
Yeah. Because I don't know if that's what he said.
We can speculate all day, and we might be on point with our speculation, but it's only for him to decide.
it's the same narrative that a lot of these guys have. I have a couple of guys that used to be my friends. They had the same narrative and would tell me and try and convince me, if you want a high value man, you're going to have to accept the fact that he's going to cheat. You have to accept that. And I'm looking at him like, what kind of cuckoo land you live in? You crazy ass?
I hate. I'll get you. I just want to say, I hate that terminology, high value man, because people when
they only think about it with money.
Money. It's not always money.
And that's what
with
these
a high value man. It's what
and
you deem as high value for you. And I'm gonna keep it 100 for the ladies out there. If you want a guy that works at McDonald's and you're making 90K, but he's doing everything right for you,
that's a high value man for her.
That's your high value man. Same thing.
That's
with the
a guy
fellas.
that's gonna take. Sorry, go ahead.
Exactly, fellas. If you that traditional guy and you want the this that third, do you? There you go. There you go.
Nobody built like me. I'm the guy. Y'all better recognize. I'm not playing. I'm built different.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you're even stop it. Ew. I love you, but no.
Get that accent in, boy. Get that accent in.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. So listen, when you have a man that makes listen, if you look at like the Kevin Samuels definition, right, of what a high value man is, right? A man that makes over a certain dollar amount, a man that has a network, a man that maybe even has a business. So it's one thing, it's one thing for you when you have a network and you make money. Not only do you make money, but like you also generate jobs for other people, right? You're a contributing person to your contributing member of society, right?
Of course.
You have to be, like he has options. You know what I'm saying? Like ball players, celebrities, and stuff like that. I'm sorry, the world is throwing it at these men, and if you're not there, and he takes it, like there's certain things that just come with the territory. So I think that this whole concept of like monogamy doesn't apply for everybody, and I think for rich men, like a regular guy making 30K a year. You know what I'm saying?
Time about that was you, Mika, who typed that?
Yeah.
Don't do that. You got these people like thinking. All right, go ahead, Deuce. It's gonna be a whole nother trend. I ain't gonna say anything. Just it gonna happen.
Tell me later.
Oh gosh.
But I'm sorry, like with celebrities and stuff like that, like all these celebrities getting divorced because he cheated on me, and it's like come on, like you wanted this lifestyle, you wanted to be in this lifestyle, you know what comes with it. You weren't there. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to go take your trips by yourself. You want to stay home. Why are you not there on the road games? You know what I'm saying? Like why are you not going with why you not there during the road games? Why are you not there while he's filming his movie? Why aren't you there? Y'all have the money, you can afford it. Yeah, sometimes they don't have kids yet. You know what I'm saying? Like what's your excuse?
Maybe
so guess what? What you won't do, another woman will.
That's fine. And then now maybe he want her to be just home and he be out there doing his thing. And you got them other type of high value men too. Like, hey, let me go out and do these businesses and these little deals and stuff like that. And you stay home. And then maybe I don't want to put it on them like that, but maybe some guys like, hey, if I'm out on a week or two, I'll get me a little, clap from cheeks and I'm coming home to my woman because that's pretty much how.
I know men that I know a woman, her husband, they made about 100, maybe 150 a piece, right? And they was together and they had certain rules. She was like, nah, we go on vacations together. We go on vacations separately. He does his own thing. She kind of hit me with the, it's cheaper to keep him kind of thing, right? They had kids together, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And I was like, really? You let that happen? And she was like, listen, as long as you don't bring nothing home, it is what it is. And I'm just like, okay, what works for you is fine. But I'm
gonna go along with this because I'm gonna throw myself on the bus. When I was in a serious relationship and when I was in Jersey and I was married, it lasted for 6 years. And when it ended, that's pretty much where my attitude was, hey, if I don't find out, I don't find out. But if she brings something home to me, it's gonna be a reckoning. And I'm just gonna leave it like that. That was my attitude back then. It was kind of like it was weird. It was like a justification of it, but giving excuses down the road. If that makes any sense. So I'm tagging on to what you're saying with her. Like I don't 100% agree with it, but it's like I get it too. And a lot of women says that too. Like, hey, if he's cheating, I don't find out. As long as he don't bring it home to me, meaning no transmitted diseases,
no STDs, no STDs, no babies, outside babies,
neighborhood, and
right.
if I walk out my door and I don't get embarrassed, somebody's like, "Oh, girl, I see They don't want
and
that.
don't let your people find out. Like discretion is the
Exactly.
better part of valor. Listen,
Exactly.
do your stuff, do it discreet. But she don't need her girlfriends coming to you. Oh, you know your man over there plugging old girl. You know what I'm saying? There's an etiquette to this. There's a way.
There's an etiquette to this.
It is.
Here's I understand that, but what you guys are, I'm gonna put it this way. I had this conversation with a friend the other day where they were like talking about all these negative things. I've had the luxury where I've grown up and where I've really like invested my time and effort into who I am has been with people that are happily married, divorced, all these things, but they all have integrity in what they want, meaning the majority of them have been married up to like 40 years. And that's what I've grown up with. What we're mainly looking at is what, like, I love what Rogue just said, is that they're reporting what the media is going to report. They're not going to report, oh, so-and-so is happily married for another 20 years. They're going to report things that are exciting, like a downfall to a marriage. Yeah. And so that's what the rest of the population is thinking of, when the reality is there's more good people than there are shitty people in this world. That is the reality of it.
Shout out to Megan Good.
But I don't think it's
and whatever it is, it's meaning like more, I guess you could call it like a moral thing of like what you find okay and not okay.
Monogamy is relatively
what
decent,
I'm
right?
trying to say is that you guys are talking about celebrities and basketball players and all these people.
I'm not.
Right. Okay. Let me read.
I was.
Let me. I love how every 5 seconds you guys are like, no.
He has his own mind. I have my own mind.
Oh my God.
That's how the
well,
good
you
Lord
and
made us.
I do not. So what I'm trying to say is I know a lot of people that are in the movie industry, or they're singers, or they're all these different things, and they are loyal. They want monogamy. They want to have that, and they actually protect and nurture their relationship, where if the guy is going on tour, he's like, I'm not going unless my wife can go with me. If the girl's going on tour, I'm not going unless my husband can come with me, because there are steps to this. And we've talked about that before. If I'm in a relationship, I know that like, if a guy wants to be my friend, I introduce them to my boyfriend first, and I'm like, hey, you guys be friends, I'll be the extra, right? Because I know, like, I'm not dumb. I'm not going to sit here and be like, this is my new guy best friend that you've never met, and he's not really cool with you, but we're just friends. Like,
it's my bro.
It's logical. It's like, duh, what you gonna do? If I was a girl that drank, I'd be going to the club and be like, oh my God, so-and-so and I, like Angelus and I, where there's nothing there, but like, we're just gonna go out, get some drinks. He's going through some stuff. Oops, I fell on his penis.
I literally got.
Just a friend has bagged more girls than all the Chads and Tyrones combined, man.
Bro, I literally got chewed out just the fact that, again, we says the inside joke because we are, and I'm gonna say this: me and Mika are business partners. Me and Mika never physically met. Me and Mika have very deep conversations about stuff because at the end of the day, shut up. At the end of the day, this is a business. And I told her, hey, whatever I know, you know, hey, let's get this thing going. And further in the business, when I make a choice to come out, because I'm a grown ass fucking man, I'm gonna make the decision to go down to California. Hey, we're about business. She has her personality, I have my personality. None of that. I literally got chewed out. The fact that we have an inside joke where we say husband and wifey. That was insensitive to them. And I'm like, okay, in my mind, and in a past job, I said like 10 years ago, I actually had a work wife. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody that helped me down, gave me great advice, did what they need to do for me in the workplace, nothing sexual, this, that, third. And I was like, I didn't even know that was even a conversation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why would you even have that conversation on about a podcast, about YouTube, all things? Hell, we already know how toxic just media is. So I could see if I'm like every day flirting with Minka, which I never do. I could see if I like in Minka's face, hey girl, you know what I'm saying? Which I never do.
His late night calls.
Yeah. Now we know anybody that watched the show a little bit long enough, you know, you go back maybe 2 episodes or even follow Primal Studies channel or Duke and Dawn. Hell, Poppy shoot a shot every goddamn chance he gets.
Dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's been trying to convince. I love that man.
But we don't. But yeah, but we know it's all love between. That's their relationship. So, but me, anybody should know me just for my character alone, and that's what actually. It embarrasses me if you're supposed to be dating me or just be my friend or whatever. It embarrassed me. I even had a cousin, no lie, Mika, and this is like when we're starting up. I was like, oh man, I'm just excited, and I know this is a relative. And it's like my cousin, I love him. I have no ill will against him. I was like, yo, yeah, man, this is what I'm just chatting. I'm like, hey, yeah, man, this is who I'm talking to, and we're working on business together. I swear to God, if you love him and somebody else, instantly like, yo, you fucking her, bro. I was like, dog, you don't have to screw every person you meet. Every time I see a pic, like, hey man, this is somebody that's mad. They're pretty.
Listen, no, because this is the logical side of it, Angelus. If you look at my Instagram, I look like a hoe. Like, I'm not
no
gonna
lie.
be like,
no lie.
Yeah,
I was shocked. I was shocked.
Like,
I was like,
I'm
whoa,
not gonna
about that.
Like, you can't be like so against your cousin for saying that. When I see my own Instagram, and I'm like, yeah, I got like nipple covers and pictures and stuff. Like, it's
damn that, Mika. No, because I'm gonna give you some respect to your name. Fuck all that, and I get it.
Because you know me. You know me.
Damn that. No, damn that. Because I know in my past, because I sent people pictures. Like my homeboy, like I said, man, Deuce go way back. I'm like, hey man, what you think? You know what I'm saying? Again, Deuce got enough intelligence not to go that route. You know what I'm saying? He never went that route. I got another homeboy, Deuce, he never went that route. But any other person, like 9 out of 10 times, they'd be like, well, I say 8 out of 10 times, they'd be like, fucking her, bro. Like,
there's a difference in the word. The word is confidence. That's it.
I get it, but I'm just saying
it's a level of confidence where that does not matter, and that's not the first thing that someone thinks about. That's what Deuce has. That's what your other friend has. That's what you have. That's what Primal has. There's most of these men that do not have.
Let's pump the brakes. Let's not lump me in with all these good guys. Come on.
The most of these guys that don't have that level of confidence, being peace within myself. I know who the fuck I am. I know what I can bring to the table. Don't fuck with me. Most of those guys are like, did you fuck her? Did you fuck her? Did you fuck her? Can I fuck you now? Are we gonna fuck? Like,
is crazy.
Well,
that's what it is.
In that context is what we talked about earlier. It's like it's the consistency of your character. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've known him for 12 years. I know how he gets down. He's known me for 12, 13 years.
Yeah, this man can literally come to my house. He come out anytime. Like, yo, I need a place to stay. Boom, here's the couch. What you got? Food. That's it. You good, bro? Same thing with my other one. Like my other homeboy in Stone Mountain. Like I got a copy of his keys to his house. I can go anywhere. I could go up there. Hey, there you go. We're good. That's how we're comfortable with each other. But I can't never see none of them like coming out of their mouth with a straight face. And just see a picture. Like I said, no. Let's say we even throw you out the mix because there's pictures like or people I knew in my past or I dated that don't have those type of them pictures on Instagram, whatever. So, but they would still say that. I'm like, bro, like how you get that? Did I even come off like cheesy? Did I come off like that? This guy earlier we was talking about? No. So how would you come up? How'd you come up with that perspective? Like I don't get that. Andrew Tate, you got any thoughts on that?
I think you got to dedicate that machine gun sound to our machine gunner Poppy because he be shooting all the shots just like.
Poppy's on a different level because I'm gonna tell you this. Like
I love it. I know it's joking. I know it's him joking around. But
I mean, sorta. Like he told me, he's like, yeah, I'll take you on a date because I told him I was like, I haven't like done the deed in like a hot minute. He's like, right. He's like, you can get off that bullshit, girl. Blah blah blah. You need to
find yourself. Get my Andrew Tate back on here. Hold on.
He's
all right,
like,
now you take me seriously.
You need to find yourself a sexy ass black man like me. And I was like, oh god, here we go again, right? And he said, if I go to LA, I'm gonna take you out on a date. And I was like, no, because remember you said if you take someone out on a date, it's with the anticipation you're gonna sleep with them. And he goes, this is his response. He's like, yeah.
he's like, you're damn right we are.
That's Poppy.
Are we negotiating this? I thought this was just happening. You talked about wanting confidence, right? Well, I give you confidence. Like, I'm gonna take you out and sleep with you. That's how it's gonna be.
But Poppy's on a different. He has the confidence and all of that, but he's still on his journey. That's the way I like to see it. You're still on your journey and you're still finding something that you're looking for. But like, I'm like. Sorry, it's this shit's crazy.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, we're wrapping it up. But any last thoughts, comments, and concerns? And I'm stressing the concerns part out with the reaction to the video.
Yes, but it's more of like the title of what we've been talking about, which is like the simping part. I got a friend. I was with him yesterday, and he's straight simping, bro. And I love this man. He was like, long story short, the girl like didn't work out. And you know me, I never name names of who they are because I'm like, one day they're gonna see this and be like, bitch, you talked about that. But he was saying that basically the girl like was with someone else and it ended, but he was like in love with her, right? He was simping hard, and he's like, yeah, I'm done. I was like, well, what did you text her yesterday? And he's like, I'm done, it's cool. And I'm like, what did you text her? And he's like, well, I texted her, you're still my girlfriend in my eyes, just please don't sleep with anybody else. And what I explained to him is like the same thing that I say to any guy is there is a difference between loving someone, being vulnerable, but still having self-respect and loving yourself more. That's the difference. And what women, we're not looking for the simp that's going to be like, I'm going to do anything you ever want and ask, and I'm going to drop everything at a hat. Like, we're looking for the guy that's saying, I'm going to do everything I can for you, but I'm still going to come first. I love me. So if you fuck me over, I'm out the door. That's
always
the,
coming
that's
first,
what,
baby.
But
Be
that's
selfish.
what women, not
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that from time to time. There's nothing wrong
Let's
with that.
backtrack that word, because there's a difference between being selfish and self-seeking, where you don't give a crap about other people's feelings, and being selfish and respecting yourself by not allowing yourself to depend on what other people think of you so that you start simping. I just have to clarify that, because another dumbass will see this video and say, yeah, be selfish, and then go cheat on his chick and be like, I'm taking care of myself.
Hey.
They twist it, man. Girls do too. They're like, I have to be selfish and only think of myself right now, so I can't come and hang out with you. I have to hang out with this richer guy right now.
Yeah, man, Richard got it.
Huh?
Richard got it.
Dick's where it's at, baby.
Yeah,
Richard.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
She said Richard, not
Richard.
Richard, what's happening?
Like more money.
Oh.
More money. Not Richard. Not Dick.
That could be a nickname too. Richard.
McCall.
Oh, you know what? That should be the.
I like that.
That should be
Yeah.
the name, Richard. Yeah, Richard should be like the name for just like
Richard for the rich
Oh,
guy.
for the code
Yeah.
for the chicks. Like who you did say? Richard.
Richard.
Oh, you are fucking Richard, huh?
Oh.
Maybe I'm gonna go find myself a
Chad
Richard
Tyrone
today.
are like
Yeah, there you go. It was Chad Tyrone. Now it's Richard.
Because you got Chad Tyrone that are all, and then you got Richard with just,
Hey, well,
bringing a
you know what?
pocketbook.
We're patent pin that right now. So here, the Gray Pill podcast is Richard now for the women out there, the IG models and the chicks, the gold diggers who's getting out with the rich dudes and a wealthy guy and a high established men, high value men. So there you go. It's
TM.
Richard now because
Richard.
trademark. Thank you.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate, everybody.
Oh my god.
Great value, Andrew Tate. Yeah.
Oh, there you
Oh
go.
my god. Didn't he like beat some like his wife?
So
or something?
I think there's more to that story, because I think there was some element of planning with that, and was that them kind of role playing, and I think I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I don't really know that guy at all, so I'm just having fun joking around. But I don't think most people would be dumb enough to film that if it was like really going down like that, because then that would get held against you at some point. Like,
I honestly got to see the video myself, but when
I
it was brought up on shout out to Duke of Dawn, and I was like, that's crazy. Because like me, I like to watch stuff like 50 times over, just like, does that look like it's, because some things you can clearly see is scripted. So I personally, I mean, we'll talk before, and I'll just like hit you up later if I ever like, I don't give a care type day, and then I'll ask for the link if you see it or whatever, and just send it to me and I'll look it over. But I just only went by what everybody's saying, and the people that I found credible is like, okay, it got to be like, it's shocking to hear that from him, because he just got that person that's like, he just too much for his own good. But if you take him, you take him. If you don't, you don't.
How is that shocking? When someone's so controlling and manipulative, like, and like you push that button.
That's true too, because he seemed like he's very, I want to say my perspective of him is very calculating, very smooth talking, very educated, but it's like he might be one of them guys that loses cool, and I don't want to talk ill of Myron, but like, for example, you could see Myron's face is like, bro, like he don't got no poker face. Like a woman can say something the opposite of what he's saying, and he just get
that
like,
bro needs to be wearing some sunglasses on his stream to keep.
Yeah, super triggered. I was like, that's crazy. Like if a chick say something, just a disagreement. Can you stop disagreeing with me? Can you stop disagreeing with me? It's a lot. So
oh my God.
I don't know.
It's just well, I just noticed that whenever it's like those guys that are super calculated, like you said, and they're super just straight up selfish and like controlling and manipulative and creating a script in their head of what their world and universe looks like. Whenever someone comes along to get under their skin and push those specific buttons and not get triggered by what they're doing, which is what they're used to, they pop off. Like they don't, like they see red. It's weird.
It's a lot.
I'm just saying it's possible.
So what's your final thoughts, Deuce, and shout out to Andrew Tate.
Great value.
There you go. What you got, Deuce?
Okay, so what's the final thought? Like the whole subject as a whole, just like my
sure, because I know we moved the goalpost at the end, and that's fine. I'm okay with that.
Stop simping. Be a gentleman. Like look up what chivalry is, and be a gentleman, and just be.
Boom.
Some people say chivalry dead. But go ahead.
No, it's not. Walk. There's certain things like men are just supposed to do, right? You know what I'm saying? Like we can change the what's the names on, but opening doors. The standard is pretty much opening doors. Walking on the side of the street. Stuff like that. Just being a good person, being the type of guy that you would want somebody treating your mom's treating your sister. It's pretty simple. And be graceful in rejection. You know what I'm saying? If a woman says no, walk away. And walk away like, all right, cool. You struck out that night. It's not that big a deal. You know what I'm saying? You can't have an ego about it. You had a 50-50 shot. You didn't make it. It's okay.
There you go.
Can I say that I really love that you said that? I feel like that's a diamond of the whole show. Walking away with confidence is like, cool.
There you go. We can end it from there. Minka, if you could be a deer, since you're actually in the system and somehow I'm frozen, go click onto band, scroll down where it shows the outro, click that, and in the top right corner.
Before you close out, let me say this. I don't know how guys actually wear sunglasses on an entire stream because it is really hard to see. Like this is ridiculous. This is crazy. So I got to get out this great value. I got to get out of this great value outfit. But yeah, good stuff. Appreciate y'all.
Well, I've never exited out of here, so I appreciate you guys, and I'm probably going to go ahead and end it. Thank you guys from the Gray Pill podcast, and thank you to everyone that came to watch.
Thank you for having me again. Appreciate you.